Hello, you Weeb Trash. We're Weeb Trash as well. I'm Cody.
I'm Dean.
And it's just us this week. Sevi had shit going on. So we are going to kind of follow the same format. 10 words for the shows that we've watched individually, which I think is only me this week.
Yeah.
Did you watch any more One Piece, I guess, is a question?
No, I didn't. I've been playing too much Elden Ring.
Okay. Well, okay, you can give us 10 words on Elden Ring, I guess, then. And then we'll go through what we've been watching collectively, and we'll talk about our favorite OPs, and we'll have that kind of segmented, and we'll talk about that when we get there. If we have time, maybe we'll do other shit. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But since Dean's only been playing Elden Ring, did you have 10 words you want to give us for Elden Ring, or?
So like I don't really play From Software games because I'm not great at them.
Same.
Well, it's more of a learning curve, and I ain't got time for that. But the fact that it was like open world, because like I'm a really big RPG guy. So I really like JRPGs and RPGs, just all that. So my buddy at work was playing it a lot. And I just kept hearing about it every day. So I was like, I guess maybe I'll see what it's about. And it's fun, but man, do you die a lot?
Yeah. You were talking about it a couple of weeks ago, and it like gave me the slight hankering to download Dark Souls 3 again.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I don't know why, like every time I've played a Dark Souls game, that I don't play them for long typically because I'm fucking awful at them. I always go for like a fairly straightforward, just like sword and board knight type situation because it's kind of like the easiest initially. Except for Bloodborne, because I don't think you got the option. You just kind of get what you get.
Yeah, I gave up on Bloodborne.
I got my ass kicked super hard in Bloodborne. So like, no thanks.
Looks cool. I'm pass.
Yeah, I can dig the aesthetics. If a Bloodborne 2 ever comes out, I'm not gonna buy it because
it's very like HP Lovecraftian.
Yeah, cool as hell looking.
Gothic. Pretty dope.
But yeah, so I downloaded Dark Souls 3 again, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna play a character, whatever. And for whatever reason, I went with like a dex build. And I'm like, I'm kind of terrible at all of these games, and I don't move very quickly.
Yeah.
So I was like, this will be fine. In like DS3, unless I'm wrong, because I haven't played a lot of it. So like, it's been a hot minute since I played it, and then like downloading it again and playing it like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I was like, I don't remember anything about this, but there's like two paths that you like within 10 minutes of starting, you run into like a boss character, one of the two. Like one side's like, it's not like named, it's not a named boss. It's not like a fogged gate area, but the character's pretty much, it's like a mini boss, I guess. And the other direction's straight into a boss. And that boss is not friendly to like quick moving dex characters. I was like, oh shit, I don't even have like the skills to do this. Just like as a person that plays games, because I don't play games a lot. So I gave up on that very quickly, as you'd imagine.
See, I other than like, it was the lore of Elden Ring that got me sucked into it. Because I like all the lore and the backstory. I'm a lore whore. So, like, I've watched a lot of videos about Dark Souls 3, and I don't think I've ever played more than an hour of it.
Yeah, same.
But I've listened to hours of content about Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, like
just because I like everything else about it.
It's the same like with because I remember back in the day like watching like super best friends talk about Dark Souls lore, because like one of their guys was super into it and just being like, I'll never get there, but it's nice to know. Yeah, I think it's the same with Bloodborne actually. But speaking of listening to things, I super forgot I was gonna mention this until you said that. I like last time, I guess last week when we were talking on the podcast, or the week before, when you're talking about the audiobook version of Overlord and how Ainz is voice actor does it. I was like,
I
okay,
listened to that this week.
yeah. So did
Did you?
I.
Hell yeah.
And I was
That's what I
like,
listened to at work.
interesting. I didn't get super far. I think it's like maybe an hour in. I'm not very far, but
I finished
yeah.
it. I finished it Thursday, and I was sad because I think it only covers like the first I think maybe 5 episodes of the show.
Yeah, it's a real like,
Because it's a light novel. It's only 8 hours,
you know.
but
I mean,
damn, it's so fucking good.
That's just the like first volume though, right?
What? No, it's on the shelf. Bookshelf.
Because
What?
it's multiple volumes though, right?
Yeah, I think they have 5. They started doing them last year.
That makes sense.
There's 13 volumes of the series, I think, like light novels. But yeah, like the books, there's like 13 of them. And the new season's supposed to cover up to 10, 11, something like that.
So it still has space. So there's still more to go.
From what I can remember, they're gonna do this season and then a movie. And then I think the movie's supposed to finish it, but I don't know. I feel like they could stretch it into 2 more seasons in a movie, but
yeah, well, I guess we'll see.
I mean, the fact that I got an entire novel for the first 5 episodes of the show.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff in there too. Like this was something when I had read the manga for Knights and Magic that I picked up on. I was like, there's like extra little bits here.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's very enjoyable.
Yeah, like it doesn't change the show, but it does explain some of what happens. And you're like, oh, okay, that wasn't there. This makes more sense.
I like that it explained more about the game that he got transferred into. Like there was that whole like before the server shut down, that was at least like 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, that was like
of them hanging out.
One car ride. I was like, huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like in the show, it's only like the first like 5 minutes of the show.
Yeah, they don't spend it. I didn't realize. I don't know if they ever mentioned this in the show that it takes place in like the 21 somethings, like 2150s or something.
I think they did. It was like in the narration in the beginning.
Okay.
It was kind of the same narration. It was like in year 2071 or whatever. VR MMOs or the
that makes
leading
sense.
thing, because it was explaining what it was and then what the game is, and it's like this game's been around for like 12 years or whatever it was. But yeah,
just
so
imagine getting trapped in like WoW right now. How fucking miserable that would be.
Hey, there's a new expansion coming out. You never know.
I want to see that, Isak. I want to see like a game that people just get sucked into, and like you keep like there's no way to get them out, but they're like, hey, listen, they're already there. We might as well give them some more stuff to do. Get that expansion going. Let's get more people trapped. Let's go.
But yeah, I'm gonna buy the novels now just because I want them physically.
Yeah.
Because Overlord's been probably one of like my top 5 since I saw it. Which I think it was just the first season. The first season came out, and then it was very shortly after season 2 came out. I remember they pumped them out really quick.
Yeah.
And then like season 3 came out, and it's like, go wait on season 4. And it's been like 2 or 3 years since then.
Yeah, I mean that's like Attack on Titan did that too, right?
Yeah.
It was like the first 2 seasons or something, and then like a 3 or 4 year gap between the next one.
Yeah.
But
catch up. No, that's Christopher Guerrero. He's like one of my favorite. This audiobook shows how much range this man has.
Yeah,
because like some of those characters,
like, whoa.
some of those characters, like that's not the same guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's super good. It was nice to listen to. I mean, I love the voice that he gives Ainz. He does the same kind of voice in Fairy Tail. It's the perfume guy.
Yeah.
He has the same voice.
Slightly less sinister, but yeah.
Yeah, a little bit less sinister. But no, I could listen to the voice he uses for Ainz. I could listen to that narrate anything, and I'll listen to it. I don't give a shit what it is. It's like I want him to be my audiobook reader for every book I listen to.
I feel like not a lot of characters that like I feel I still like. I think it would be nice to see, but I don't know if it would convince me to buy an audiobook for.
Mhm.
Just like Ainz in that whole performance is not necessarily that show, but like it is a huge portion of it, and
Mhm.
like really sells Momonga is like this kind of sinister guy at certain points, and
Yeah.
he does a good like, oh, I'm kind of a dumb ditzy, like I'm trapped in this world, to being like, I'm gonna murder all of you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, he's the evil character.
Yeah. I was thinking, I think because it's Crispin Freeman that does the Alucard voice, right? Or is it somebody else? I
Mhm.
can't
Yeah,
remember.
it's Crispin Freeman. Yeah.
If there's an like a Hellsing Ultimate novelization,
Hell yeah.
if he did it, hell yeah, immediately. Like, I don't even give a shit if I'm ever gonna listen to it. I'm just gonna get it and hope I listen to it.
So it's like Yin Press Studios or Yin Studios started doing this, and they started one with Tanya, the Saga of Evil, and they have her doing. They have her voice actress doing. I think she's only doing the first volume.
Oh,
I don't know if she
Right.
signed up for all. I don't know if she signed up for all of them, but I know she's doing the first volume. Because I
gotta
listened.
look that up real quick.
Yeah, I listened to a sample of it, and I was like, "Oh man, that's pretty good." I like that show. They're supposed to have another season, I think.
Yeah, I thought I saw something about something coming out for it.
That one's really cool, especially if you're like into war politics,
Hell yeah, I love that show so much.
but with it's literally just World War II, but with magic.
They do kind of focus on like an interesting aspect of it, though. Like,
Yeah.
I guess maybe like actual European people maybe aren't kind of the same way, but here in the States, like the way it's taught, it's like, oh yeah, D-Day and other shit happened, then we like Japan and stuff. But like we kind of forget that like there's a whole actual continental war, like not only between the Germans and Russians, but like the Finns were there, the Swedes were there, the Italians were doing shit. France was kind of like, we pieced out, but we're a bunch here, we're saboteuring the Free France stuff. So you get a bunch more of that, like, oh, that dude's definitely like a Nordic person, or like from the Swedes or the Finlands areas, fjords and stuff. And you're like, yeah, I forgot continental Europe existed.
Good old American education.
Hell yeah, best worst educational system in the free world. I'm gonna have to look up more of this shit.
Overlord light novel, absolutely. Looking forward to starting the next couple volumes. Because that took up most of my time while I was at work. And then I'd come home and I'd play Elden Ring for a little bit. Because like our weeklies don't come out until like Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, I was a little thrown off. God, I don't even remember. Shikamori, and there's another one I thought that we were watching that I went to go watch today, and I was like, oh, there's no new episode. I've already watched it. I don't remember what happened. Oh well, not important.
I did. It was Sunday. I watched that Sevi City watched it last week. The Demon Lord one.
Oh, the one he said was boring.
Reincarnated as a typical nobody. Yeah, I wanted to talk to him about it, but I guess I'll save it till next week because it's still concurrent.
Yeah.
Like there was a new episode.
Yeah.
Because I want to know when he got bored, because there was a part in it where I also got bored.
Probably the same part.
I want to know. First few episodes pretty good. There's like 4 or 5. I'm like, just not give it a shit. And then it gets better. But
put that on my wish list. Got the Tanya of Evil queued up next time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, there's another one I watched this week that I was thinking, like, I this might actually spur more than 10 words. It's a music show. And I was like, I don't know music shit, but Sevi knows music shit.
Right.
He can say things. But it's about shamisen players, like the traditional Japanese guitar looking thingy. It's actually really fucking good. But yeah, so I guess we'll kind of since I was I watched a couple of things. I'll get my 10 words out. So I finished Wise Man's Grandchild.
See, I knew I was thinking about finishing that today.
It's still pretty good. I remember, I think a couple of weeks ago when Sevi had talked about it, he's like, I don't know if they really feel like there's like a season 2. I get the vibe that they're setting up for one if like they kind of get the green light, I guess. It can definitely happen, but I can also feel like they could just leave it, and I don't think anyone's going to be too upset by it. They live in a pretty good spot. I finished Vinland Saga, and goddamn, Vinland Saga is so good. Like, season 2 got announced. You get to see not old, but slightly older, super traumatized, broke-ass Thorfinn, and you're like, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I love me some traumatized Viking people. But yeah, shit pops off. That show is so good. That show spurred me into giving Kingdom a try, because I've heard people compare them.
I keep seeing it on the Crunchyroll page, and I'm like, do I want to watch this?
So,
and I haven't looked up into it. I was just gonna go into it dry.
Yeah, I mean, I only watched 2 episodes, if that gives you an idea. I think that this is a thing that the manga or the novels or whatever are way better. Like where I'm at currently, because like I said, I'm only 2 episodes in. But they do it's a weird stylistic choice to go for full 3D CG.
Right.
There's no 2D animation for like the main characters. It's all background stuff. Which, like, as like a Gundam mecha fan, when they use that for like mecha fights, I'm totally into it, because I'm like, it's fluid, it looks good, you bring like a whole new level of detail and movement to mechs. But for like human characters, it fucking like it just doesn't look right most of the time. And this is an issue. Like, here is everyone looks fucking weird. And like, there's some cool looking characters, and like, if this was 2D animated, that guy would look so goddamn cool. But it's not like, it's the whole, I feel like someone went in to like a game studio and was like, hey, give us your B team. Here's a little bit of money, not a lot, but here's a little bit, and adapt this first season, because the CGI in general looks rough. Like, a lot of the fights don't even like look super great. The narrator, I'm almost positive, is some variation of Microsoft Sam. Like, there is no fucking inflection, and it's that weird, like, when it does inflect, it's that weird fucking computer sound. I'm like,
oh, okay.
This is weird. I don't know why it's here, but it reminds me of, like, really good-looking late PS2, early PS3 cutscenes.
Right.
Or, like, in-game footage stuff, I guess, maybe. It's, like, not like an FMV where it's, like, slightly better looking. But it doesn't look awful, but it doesn't look good. It gives me a lot of, like, Disney XD vibes for some reason. I can't pinpoint why, but it does. But I'm only 2 episodes in, so I'm going to give it a chance, because, like, ancient Chinese history, war shit, I can get into that. That sounds like a cool thing.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, if you do decide to watch it, the graphics look fucking weird, so just prepare, like...
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I think you get used to it, because I've seen, like, season 3 and 4 stuff that, like, looks good. I think it's just maybe they either started with, like, a really small budget, or it was just new technology, because that first season came out a couple of years ago. But it's just a weird decision I don't think I've seen any other, like, big or, like, critically acclaimed series ever do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, Vinland Saga uses 3D CG, but for, like, background stuff, or, like, big fights, like big war battles, not like individual one-on-one fights.
Mm-hmm.
They revert back to 2D for that, and it looks good. But it's a strange thing. It's something I think the story will please me, but I don't think I'm ever going to be, like, super pleased by the graphics. But I mean, it's, you know, ancient Chinese warlord politics shit, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it when I get there.
Nice.
I also started a show called Joker's Game. Got 2 episodes into that.
Yeah.
All I have to say about it is spy shit.
Spy shit.
But not
Okay.
like cool spy shit.
Yeah.
Like, it takes... Because I was trying to think of, like, a spy film example that I can kind of correlate it to. And it reminds me more so of, like... God, I can't remember that. I think the movie's called The Recruit. It's got Al Pacino in... Colin Farrell in it. It's pretty old. I'd say it's old. It's like late 2000s. It's just kind of like mind-fucking stuff instead of, oh, cool, James Bond, shoot, shoot, bang, bang stuff. I mean, I only gave it 2 episodes. Maybe I'll go back into it. That's probably the one out of any of these that I'll maybe drop. I think it could be good. Just I have to pay attention, and I don't know about that. I had other things I had to pay attention to this week that I'll talk about in a second. I tried Tribe 9, which is extreme baseball, basically. It kind of visually reminded me of Skate the Infinite, and I was like, I fucking love Skate the Infinite. It doesn't have the same vibe. I'm kind of like,
I didn't watch that.
It's good. It's really enjoyable.
She watched it.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I mean, there's definitely more of a kind of like a bromance situation going on in that show.
Yep. She likes all the boys love stuff.
Yeah, they lean heavy into that shit. Like, it never happens, but it's like, maybe these guys are gonna fuck sometime. We don't know. Maybe these guys are fucking and we just don't know.
It's hard for me to get into anything that is romance.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a romance show. It's
Yeah, I know, but it's like, and I feel like romances are too shoehorned into literally everything in existence.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm never like, oh man, I can't wait for a romance to happen, because you watch any movie and it would have a romance in it. And like, you could take the romance out of this movie and it would probably
really
be
good.
better. Like, it's especially when it's unneeded. I'm like, there doesn't need to be a love interest. Like, it's a show. Like, what the fuck?
It kind of almost feels like,
If I want to watch that, I'll watch Slice of Life.
yeah. It's almost kind of like Disney queer baiting in a way, where it's like, these guys might be gay, but really it's about the skateboarding. It's like, if Tony Hawk and another prominent skater back in the day were like, those guys might be, you know, it's basically like, those guys, yeah, kind of, yeah. It's like, it kind of skates that line of,
Skates.
I didn't do that on purpose. I was just like, oh, that was really good. Of like kind of camaraderie and them like kind of being best friends, but also like the way like the characters are designed is very like, oh, we're trying to get girls to watch this show. They're very pretty boy. So the show doesn't go super far to imply it sometimes. Some of the positioning's weird. But
anime boys.
Yeah, anytime pretty anime boys are around, people are gonna be like, yo,
Holly.
what? Yeah.
You give us your list.
Yeah, Holly, where's the top Holly's top 10 pretty anime boys?
Give us your list, girl. She texted me yesterday. She's like, I've been keeping up with it.
Yeah, she popped in the last one where we're talking about stuff.
Make that list.
Yeah, we'll throw it on. We'll talk about it. I will be upset though if someone from Skate the Infinite's not on there because they're pretty okay.
Or just buy a webcam. Join us.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's gonna sound weird. The TV on the OBS recording is big enough. There's enough space for 4 people.
It's big enough for another spot.
And I've fucked with this thing enough. I can find a different TV PNG. I can do it. Probably.
Give me 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it'll take longer. I don't know. Some of those PNGs don't work.
How long did it take you to find that one?
Not terribly long. I actually think I had this one from something I had done for Gunpla Network a long time ago. Like I downloaded a couple others, but they didn't work because they were like their aspect ratio was fucked up and different.
Nice.
So it like took up too much of the actual screen. I was like, I don't want this. I need my stupid shit post edits on the side. You know, how are people gonna see the Jokage if there's a TV there?
Shameless plug.
Yeah, into that Dubby cup right there. Dean's getting fancy this week.
Get you some Dubby. Starter kits are back in stock.
Oh shit! What does a starter kit come with?
Get a shaking cup. 20 ounces, I think. Get a shaker cup and 3 trial packs of their flavors.
Damn.
$14.99.
That's not a bad deal. That's a good deal.
Save 10% if you use Weeb Trash Pod at checkout.
Hell yeah. Use that promo code. Get that 10% off, which is...
I used it.
There you go. It's like $1.50 off, right? I think.
Yeah, it was
That's
like I think it was like $20 or $21 after shipping.
That's not bad.
So
That's a good deal. I mean,
very good. I mean, shaker cups are usually like $10 anyway.
yeah.
So
And it's labeled. It's stubby. You know, keep getting swag.
get some swag.
Some sweet.
They got different colors. The starter kit, they will randomly give you a cup. You don't get to pick the color. They've got white, green, blue, and black. So you just get one.
Well, you got a 25% chance to get your favorite color, I guess, if it's one of those four.
Galaxy Grenade is one of their flavors.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Shit's good.
Describe to it. Did ASMR this description?
I think it's like a tropical kind of punch because it's like watermelon and I don't know, man. It's fucking good. It smells great too. I'm about to buy a tub of it.
Hell yeah, get that tub. Get that.
Tired of buying energy drinks at work. So
yeah. No, the my second job started back this week, and I got like one of those 12-pack Red Bull things to put in the fridge. I was like, I'm gonna need this. I'm so fucking into like everything went wrong. Stuff's like I'm gonna die.
I hardly drink anything that has sugar in it. Like if I have a soda, it's a 0. So it's like Coke Zero, or like ginger ale or Pib Zero, stuff like that. I can't, and I've been doing that. We're doing that for like almost a year now. I can't drink a regular soda without it just tasting weird. I can't. I haven't drank. I tried drinking a regular Coke. Someone en route gave us one. I was like, oh, I haven't had a Coke in a while. I took like 2 sips and I just poured it out. Like I can't drink it anymore.
Yeah, no, I've not had that problem, but
yeah,
it would be better if I
could. But so like if I get an energy drink because I need some caffeine or something to wake up, because I can't wake up naturally. I don't think I have any natural caffeine in my brain anymore. Trucking for too long kind of ruined that.
Yeah, it fucked you up.
Because I'd work from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then every now and then it would end up being I work 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. for like 6 months. But so I usually get stuff that has 0 sugar. So the Red Bull Zeros I'll get, which does taste okay.
Yeah, they're all right. I feel like it's more of a mental thing at this point for me, that it's like it doesn't actually probably help me that much.
Yeah, I think it's more of the placebo that I'm like, oh, if I get this, it'll work.
Yeah, because then I'm still like super fucking tired by the time I get home, and I'm like, why did I like? And like I'm not gonna fall asleep at the desk, but it's not like I do. I mean, I don't know. I guess if I was up around and moving, maybe it'd be different. But yeah, the like kind of clerical work stuff. It's just like I don't think I'd fall asleep. I think I'd just be less effective. But
So they have cocaine.
Yeah, I mean, I just I have to trade the Red Bull for cocaine at some point.
That's the business drug.
Yeah, it's
you're either drinking coffee or you're doing cocaine.
One of the two, or both.
I don't like the taste of coffee.
Put the cocaine in your coffee.
Yeah,
sweetener probably. I don't know.
Sweetener.
I've never done cocaine, but
I wish I enjoyed coffee
sweet.
Because I feel like people are like, oh, you're an adult, you drink coffee, and I'm like, I don't like the taste of it.
Yeah, I feel like you get that more with
I don't think I've ever liked the taste of it.
Like, I want to say older people necessarily, because there's a lot of people in our age range that are like, oh, fucking, I gotta get my Starbucks or whatever.
Everyone does it.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of people that, if they're like, oh, do you drink coffee? You're like, oh no, I drink like Red Bull. They're like, oh, that makes total sense.
I just tell people I drink tea.
Yeah.
Tea's got caffeine.
It does. Yeah, you can get a black tea. Get like an Earl Grey going. Yeah, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Get a green tea and just piss your brains out.
Yeah. Let's cleanse ourselves with some green tea. That's conducive to doing work. You're not gonna be awake, but something's gonna be happening.
I did get some green tea from Japan. It was pretty good.
Did it come in your boxu?
Yeah. Mabaksu.
Does it feel authentic?
It's very green.
That's how you know it's real
Tastes
green.
like-
It's authentic.
Tastes like green tea, but it was good.
Mental note: if I ever try boxu, I'll get some tea. Hopefully.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
I guess maybe we should talk about anime.
Yeah. Speaking of Japan, though, that leads me into those
Bringing it
Snow
back
White
around.
Notes, which is the anime I was talking about earlier, the shamisen one. It's really good. Like, I did check because it came out last year in 2021, and I was like, okay, it's 12 episodes. They end on a spot that's not a cliffhanger, but it's definitely like, oh, something big just happened. We're also expecting more to happen. The manga's still going, so I'm like, please God, get a second season in the next year, because this shit is, I don't know why, because I can't like specifically point out. There were a couple instances where I was like, I'm about to cry at this show about people playing shamisen in high school. I don't even know what the fuck a shamisen is, but fuck, those guys get it. I'm feeling it. It's super good. It's like super. It does a really good job by the end of it, where they're like doing a school contest of like UIL shit back in high school. I was like, the waiting in hallways that look really awkward and weird, people sitting on stairs and definitely blocking fire hazard routes. That shit's real as fuck. I know that, homie. I've seen that. But yeah, it's really good. It's really wholesome. Shamisen, they do a really good job of just leaving the shamisen by itself. Like there's a couple of instances where they blend it with other music for like effect and
music anime.
Yeah, in intros and outros, they'll have like it kind of a Western equivalent, I guess, would be like a mandolin or a fiddle, where it's like that's kind of our version of it's a stringed instrument that kind of stands out against like guitars, violins, whatever. But yeah, it's if you're wanting like a really good music anime that you have no understanding of, it's a great one, because I don't understand like. I understand the basic concept of a shamisen. It's a stringed instrument, kind of like a guitar. There's no frets, which is confusing. And there's, I think, a thing that, like a skin, or like a leather almost, pulled across a certain thing at the end to help, I guess, resonate the sound or some shit. I don't exactly know. It's really good, though. Music's killing it. I don't know if I'll ever listen to shamisen music, but it did pretty good. It banged. It was really enjoyable. Yeah. Shamisen.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. Outside of that, though, the stuff we've been watching. Oh, wait. I forgot. There's one more thing. A couple of cuckoos. This is just competitive romance. It's kind of weird. It's like the sports anime of romancing, which is it's not even played straight like that, just kind of the way it ended up. It's an interesting dynamic, but so yeah, stuff we have been collectively watching. Skelly Knight episode 7.
Oh yeah.
This is an interesting episode. We were right on the curse thing being temporary.
He just kept doing it over and over again.
Yeah, I like that it just like immediately like resolves that. It's like, oh yeah, no, he's not gonna turn himself back human.
It's like, I can, but it only lasts a couple seconds.
Yeah, he's gonna just constantly be doing it. It's like, yeah, we called that last week. I like was kind of a little confused when the bug looked at him, and I was like, is he scared of bugs? And then they start swarming him and he runs off, and I was like,
yeah,
this man,
scared of bugs.
very rightfully so, is scared of these giant fucking bugs, but bruh. Like, you don't give a fuck about like wolves and shit, but those big fucking flying, weird looking dragonfly bee thingies, I ain't about that life. Doggo friends, hell yeah, let's go wolf team wolf.
Friends, team dream wolves, shadow wolves, what were they called?
Yeah, whatever they're called. I don't know, demon wolves, whatever. They're cool as fuck. I like that their leader has like 5 tails or something. You're like, yeah, hell yeah, 5 wolf tail dog thing. He's cool as hell. And then yeah, Ark goes kind of Ainz. It's sort of like a little bit when he breaks that dude's arm that's holding his little like furry friend.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, that's kind of fucking brutal. Yeah, let's go Ainz.
And he just starts resurrecting people left and right.
Yeah, I like that he just like keeps saying it. It just like you're not even standing over people. You're just standing in the center of people and hoping.
Screaming resurrection.
Yeah, it's just like the other ones you had to be close, but maybe he's figuring out how it works or something. But yeah.
And then he just dipped out. So when they woke up, they're like, "Oh, it was divine intervention. God saved us."
Yeah, it's like, bro, you could have just popped your head out and been like, "Yeah, that was me. What's up? What's good?" But I guess maybe the elf thing is kind of like
she saw the armor, so I feel like the next time she sees him, she's gonna be like, "Was that you?"
Yeah. It'll probably.
Are you God?
Yes. God is a skeleton. We knew it all along.
Yeah. God is a skeleton.
But yeah, it's good. Well, nothing of real like big consequence in terms of the elf shit happened, but
no, it's more set up for something that's happening later.
Yeah, I'm assuming we'll.
It's good though.
We'll get some payoff. But yeah, it was a good episode. Spy Family was good. Once again, not a lot happened, but we got introduced to Yuri,
which is Asta.
Yeah,
did you notice?
Yeah, it took me a second, and I was like, "This guy sounds familiar." And then this like went on, and he got drunker. I was like, "Oh, that's why this sounds familiar."
Asta's English voice actor.
Hell yeah, get this guy more work. Love this guy.
I will never remember his name, but I will just remember him as Asta.
Hell yeah, let's do this, Asta.
Which I rewatched episode 169 and I think 168, 169, and 170 today.
Hell
Black
yeah.
Clover. I was like, I don't know why. It's like, I don't know if I was paying attention or like I was trying to remember. I was like, what happened? And I was like, I'll just rewatch it because it was after I watched all my weeklies. I was like, oh, I still want to keep watching anime. I don't want to start anything new. So I'll watch the last like 3 episodes of Black Clover since they're like crazy important.
Yeah.
Because you get the vice captain in there, and
hell yeah, you got Nox showing up, and you're like, who the fuck is this guy? He's cool as hell.
What? He's like fucking Shikamaru devil.
Hell yeah. He's got a bunch of demons, and you're like, damn, Asta, you only got one demon.
You only got one demon, bro. You weak.
You suck, Asta. You're still great. We love you, Asta.
I did not remember when they made the pact, the dual pact.
Yeah.
I did not remember that. What's his name? Like, Lexa? What the fuck is the devil's name?
Fuck, I don't even remember. I thought it started with an L, but I don't think that's it.
Leva?
Maybe.
I don't remember. I've already forgotten.
Keep talking about your thoughts. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
I'm terrible with names. Anyways, whenever they were about to shake each other's hands, and he's like, "Oh, there's no doubt about it. This is whatever's kid," and I'm like, "I don't remember hearing that before."
Lieb, that's his name.
Lieb.
Or Levi.
Lieb?
Yeah, it's Liebe. Liebe? Lieb? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Asta
Liebe?
Demon Man.
I think Liba.
Sure, Liebe.
Sure.
Like Kiba, but not.
It's Asta, but a devil. Because he was weak and had no power either.
Yeah, get good. they're great for each other. They both kind of suck.
I'm cool. And that's also, what is his name? Aaron Yeager's voice actor is Leva. I used to remember his name because he's Aaron, he's Kirito, and
yeah, he's someone I can't remember his fucking. But yeah, that's an interesting dynamic of Asta.
So I'm like, oh my god, it's like you got Asta and Aaron.
You got like the most wholesome guy ever, and then you've got this guy in another series, kind of committing genocide, just like.
Not kinda, he is.
Well, yeah.
Spoilers for everybody, I guess.
Listen, I haven't watched up to Attack on Titan, and I know that shit's happening. Like,
dude, you need to. It's so fucking good.
When
did you? Bryce Papenbrook, that's his name.
There you go.
For some reason, his name is like so unique. I can't believe I forgot.
I'm not gonna lie, that kind of sounds like an anime character's name, but like not one that was written in Japanese, but they like needed to translate it because they thought Americans couldn't understand it. They're like. Papenbrook. Yes.
When did you leave off on Attack on Titan?
So before this like kind of last season shit started, like they got to the ocean and then explains how like the
Our enemies are
civiliz-
over there.
Exactly, basically. Like
Okay.
it goes into Aaron's dad's backstory and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
haven't
like
seen anything where he goes over there.
yeah, I haven't seen that
Oh,
part,
okay.
but they're like, you best believe we're going over there. It's
Should be popping. Shit pops off hard.
yeah, it's on the list. It's unfortunately, it was not even on my mind of things to restart this week because I was like, I'm not gonna watch. Like, I'm not watching Naruto because like I'm taking the break between OG and Shippuden.
Shippuden.
Yeah. And I was determined I was gonna finish those Snow White notes, but I forgot to mention it's only subbed, so I had to actually pay attention to that shit, which maybe is part of why I was like, oh, this is really good.
I have a couple that that's only sub that I'm like saving for a day that I'm hyper focused.
Yeah, it was really difficult. Like I could not blow through. It's weird because I did blow through like the rest of Vinland Saga and Wise Man's Grandchild this week, but nothing else I was really just vibing with. But instead of thinking about going back to Attack on Titan, which I'll eventually get to, since we're talking about OPs today, and I was watching a bunch of OPs to be like, what have I actually watched? What do I like?
Did you listen to the rumbling?
That's one of the newer Attack on Titan OPs, right?
Yeah, it's the one where they say the rumbling.
I don't know. Maybe I have. I've watched a lot.
As far as I know, it's the only one that they scream in.
Okay. So I didn't watch that. As a side note, Vinland Saga's first OP has some screaming in it. It's really good.
Did you listen to Sasagio?
That did come up in a couple of compilations. I was like, oh yeah, I remember this one. I, because of those OPs, was like, God damn it, I should rewatch Fire Force. I didn't do it, but I thought about it super hard. I was like, God damn it, Fire Force is so good.
Season 3 is coming eventually.
Yeah, I think it's been announced. I think they came out and were like, it exists, but they didn't give us like a date or anything yet. Which made me was like, maybe I'm gonna sit down and write a video essay about how to fix Tamaki, but I'd actually did get kind of far. I'm like 2 or 3 paragraphs in, but it's like,
stop having her take off her clothes.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's all you need.
Okubo's not gonna do that though. You gotta think of a way to sell it to him. You'll be like, listen,
the show already sells on not fan service.
No. When you have one character that's whole job, you gotta.
That's literally it. Her whole job is to get beat up to where her clothes fall off.
I mean, a lot of times she doesn't get beat up for that. It just kind of happens.
I've never seen anyone trip and fall out of their clothes as much as that character.
Yeah, I mean, if Izumi from Shikimori's got the worst luck ever, she's like second. She's right there with him because a bunch of shit happens. Poor Tom.
It's like, I don't need fan service anymore.
Yeah, no, like there was a point that like I think it was while I was watching High School DxD at one point, not recently, but
just titties everywhere.
Yeah, where I was like, man, this show would be way better without like most of this. And I was like,
just
oh,
nipples.
Wait a second. Do I not like fan service? And I was like, oh shit, no, I don't. Okay, this is weird. Because you just get used to it because it's in shows like almost all the time.
It's kind of like a blow off now.
Yeah, you're just kind of like, whatever.
You're just like,
it's
oh,
there.
that's the one.
Yeah,
there's a beach episode. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's like it is not like the thing that stops us from watching anime, like me and Taylor watching anime.
No.
But like it always when it happens, I'm like, oh, yeah, sorry, we're a weird degenerate subculture. Sorry about this. Mushoku Tensei is slightly worse and better at the same time because it's not as bad, but it's also way worse. A lot of the time, you're like,
it's like worse with context.
Yeah, it's like just seeing the screenshots not that bad comparatively, but then you're like, oh yeah, this is not good. This is some sketch ass shit, but it's fine. Mushoku Tensei is really good. It's fine. It doesn't matter. But yeah,
what happened? Spy Family.
Yeah, Spy Family. So we get to see Yori. I did make a note that the one English word I can pick out of the OP is peanuts, and I think that's very fitting. I think it's the name of the song, but it's also like Anya loves peanuts, bro. Let's go. Peanuts are the best thing in the world.
There was a significant lack of Anya in this episode, and I was pretty disappointed by that.
Yeah. There are a few episodes that are going to be like this, where it's like they'll focus on Anya because she's kind of the one doing the mission at this point for 4 or 5 episodes, or a couple episodes, a couple of like story arcs, and then you'll get like a one-off of her and Lloyd, or you're in Anya, or you're in Lloyd, or something like that. I did.
So it stopped. It stopped when they were about to kiss.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna pick up right there next episode.
Does it happen, or does she freak out and like suplex him?
So, I guess spoilers for next week. 'Cause if it happens the same way in the manga, it is gonna be. I can't imagine they'll do it different. 'Cause it's been pretty point for point.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna freak out, not do it. She's not gonna hit. She might hit Lloyd. I can't remember. She might actually hit him. She at least scoots away, grabs some of the wine, and just drinks straight from the bottle to like kind of up her courage, and then she goes in for like this really seductive kiss because yeah, she does hit him because like it knocks him back on the couch, like not flat but like up against the arm, so he's at an incline and she's like going in, and then Yuri I think either freaks out or passes out. I can't remember, maybe freaks out into passing out, and then it distracts her.
He's pretty drunk at this point.
Yeah, he's drunk as fuck. He's lit, bro.
Drunk Costa.
He I did like that when he was going through Lloyd's nicknames, like the lovey-dovey ones. He was like, Loy.
Loy, and he freaks out.
Yeah, and then he's like, Lloydy. And I'm like, oh my god, I forgot how much like I like Yuri, because he...
I already can hear Sevi's voice about this weird relationship between brother and sister.
Yeah. I mean, I've
like,
seen
bro.
a bunch of people say that, and I'm like, you know what? This makes Yuri way better. I love Yuri. He's into like his sister a little too much, but it's also like
it's a little bit like obsessive. And then he's like, "Well, we didn't have any parents, and it was just us." And I'm like, I guess I get it.
I like that he almost like never questions, like in the flashback,
why she's covered in blood as a teenager.
Yeah, she's like, "Don't worry, it's not mine." It, like she's in different outfits too. Like when she's in a maid outfit at one point, and he's like, "That makes sense. Maids get covered in blood all the time. Yeah. Probably that makes sense."
Started killing pretty young.
Yeah.
I like how he's like basically like the Gestapo.
Yeah.
And then she's an assassin.
Yeah, it's the Gestapo, the KGB, the secret police, and I don't 100% know, because as after like I think Sevi had mentioned last week of like we don't know whose side she's on. I'm like, in the manga, like what other people does she kill and like what other positions? And I'm still 90% sure she works for the government, but yeah, I don't want like 100% no.
It's good.
Yeah, it's still really good. I did what little of Anya we got of her wanting to meet her unkie, I thought was super funny. It's like, hell yeah, Anya's still fucking up words left and right. Let's go. I'm enjoying it. When Yor walks in the door of like, oh my god, Yuri's coming, and Lloyd's like, whatever, and Anya's like, 2 Ainz bullets, mama. Like, she's just like, okay, but like, problem. Oh god, Anya's so good. I did, we were talking last week about Anya being like photoshopped into other manga panels, and I super forgot that there's this whole thing in kind of that is a subsection of it, of photoshopping her into Jujutsu Kaisen panels as Yuji's younger sister, because they both have like pink hair and they're both goofy as shit. And it's like, where's our Yuji Itadori Anya Forger buddy cop manga? Let's go. Let's do one off this. Let's go. It'd be great.
Let's get it.
He can punch, she can read minds. It's a win-win. Yeah, so Spy Family still banging. This week, collectively, I will probably just say, because there's only like a couple of things I watched today that were weekly. Spy Family and Love After World Domination multiple times had me actually laughing out loud. I was like, fuck yeah, this is good.
Yeah, Love After World Domination had me chuckling.
It is fucking great. Like,
it was a love interest.
Just not the one we thought.
It was a love triangle, but it was not about Fudo.
Yeah, I was like, all I put for like when that reveal happened was like, I paused it, I went to my notes and was like, oh my god, Fudo's got a gay best friend now. And I was like, yeah, we're doing it. I'm super into that. Like, hell yeah. This weird love competition between pink hair, whose name I don't remember,
I don't remember either.
She's gonna be pink hair from now on. Let's go.
As the
yeah.
as the end of the show, you found out she's the Heat Princess.
I didn't even know that bitch existed, but we do now.
I know they don't think they ever talked about it, but she's in Gecko.
Yeah, that makes me kind of wonder if that entire high school is just
Gecko.
yeah. Because, like, I'm trying to remember back, and I don't remember seeing any guys in any of the classroom shots. So it's like, are all of these just Princess Series villains? Maybe. We'll see.
But yeah, it's pretty good. They both tutoring. What is it? Hanabi? What's her name?
I think that's it's Hanami or Haru or some shit like that. That's
Haru.
got an age.
Pink Gelato.
Yeah, Pink Ranger.
And then they were like checking Fudo's stuff, and they're like, "Oh wow, surprisingly, he's like top of the class."
Yeah, I like that when he tried to explain it. It's just in muscles, and it's like,
yeah,
this guy's a fucking idiot, but he's super smart.
Like, believe it or not, this himbo is actually really smart.
He's the smartest of himbos.
Mm-hmm.
I actually put in my notes, Fudo's a smart himbo.
A smart himbo.
Yeah.
He's top of the. I like how he was insulted.
He's like
a little bit. Then they're like, "I'm not dumb."
I'm smart. How dare you? I like
yeah,
that
no,
the Pink
he
Ranger's
tries to
dumb as hell though. Like, I'm into it.
He's Fudo's trying to teach math by using math equations using muscle body parts.
Yeah,
Which
which
it's like, this is connected to your bicep, and it's like, what?
yeah, it makes like even after he draws the diagram, it still makes no fucking sense, and you're like, okay.
And then she's like, Decimi, and this is like, yeah, you do the thingy wingy and then flop it on the oopsie doodle. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about, lady? You're insane.
Yeah, it's like both of you are idiots, but like super smart somehow. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I like at the end of that like when college gets brought up and Fudo's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be a teacher. And I'm just like, oh no. His poor classes are not going to understand anything.
Yeah.
Decimi's cat gets a good one in on Fudo and knocks the
Good
shit
old,
out of him.
good old cat punch.
Hell yeah. Decimi's cat, best character for sure. Yeah, this whole episode was really good. Like, the love interest thing, like, flipped me. I was super surprised by that. I was like, hell yeah.
It's like, I know that you're in love with me. I'm sorry. It's like, I'm not in love with you.
Yeah, I
you
like
fucking weirdo.
that this show has kind of kept us guessing in like weird ways, because with Steel Princess, that was what we thought. Like, they kind of played it like, she likes Beast Princess, then it ends up not being that. But hell yeah, we got pink hair, all about that Decimi life. She's like, hell yeah, Desu.
Hell yeah, like Fudo's like, yep, you have good taste in women.
Yeah, I was just like, Fudo unfazed. He's just like
unfazed. He's like, yeah, why wouldn't anyone like her?
It's just gay best friend. Let's go.
Let's do it.
I like the very beginning of the episode when he gets the mail. Yellow Gelato's like, ooh, is it a saucy fan letter? I'm like, do they get those? Like,
do you get nudes in the mail?
Yeah, I did. Is is the world of Love After World Domination not got internet? They're not getting.
They have smartphones.
Yes, that's true. So I guess instead of unsolicited dick pics through like Instagram, they're getting them through their fan mail service. Yeah. Someone just takes a full page picture, just sends it right through. I'm assuming they probably have people for that. I don't know. Someone's got to scan that mail probably. Could be anthrax in there. We don't know. Guess Japan doesn't have that issue though. That's more of like a America. We put anthrax in the mail.
Man, what else did I watch? I think that was it.
Love After World Domination, still banging it out. So before we go on to OPs, I'll give my thoughts on Naruto in general, I guess, for the original series. Really good. I can see why people like it, obviously. There's a reason it's still going in a way this, like, 20 years later. Naruto, oddly enough, really ingratiates himself way quicker than most people. He's still fucking annoying most of the time, but you're like, I understand why you're annoying, and I can kind of get it. Sasuke kind of annoying, but holy shit, that last fight's so good. Like, the more I keep thinking about it, I'm like, they really just Tokyo Ghoul keyboard it. They just saved so much of the budget. They're like, we're balling out. Let's go. We got like 10 other animators. We're going light speed. It is real good. It sets up some cool stuff. Leaf Village is still a bunch of dickheads. Come on.
Pickle.
Yeah, Naruto didn't do anything wrong. Thanks, Third Hokage, you fucking asshole.
Yep.
But yeah, that was a thing that happened. It was good. The fight was good. The whole series pretty good. This is something oddly enough I was talking about with Taylor the other day. I don't think there's anything wrong with people being like, Naruto's my favorite thing ever. It is a good series, and like not even seeing Shippuden, if it ended here, it's kind of good on its own. There's still a lot of other cool shit Naruto gets to do, obviously, but up to here, you're like, yeah, it's a pretty kind of coming of age story type situation. But there's this weird double-sided thing of it, of people being like, Naruto's got such good character development and stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, he's got 800 fucking episodes to do it. If he didn't do it, I'd be kind of concerned. But I mean, that also bleeds over to other characters that in a normal 12 or 24 or even 50 episode show wouldn't really get that. But at the same time, you kind of like, it's expected for a series that goes that long. Like, even with Black Clover being at like 170, if Asta just didn't develop, or like any of the Black Bulls, yeah, people wouldn't watch that show. It would just not, like, it comes with the territory. Which I guess is kind of, the God, I can't even think of the word. The dilemma, I suppose, of like picking Naruto or One Piece or whatever as your favorite is, yeah, they go on for so long, but can you recommend that to people, right? Because like going in to be like, even just watching Naruto, like cutting it out at like 150 or whatever, or 140 something, that's a lot of episodes for most like people that are watching 12 episode seasonal anime. And like, there's stuff to get out of it, but there's also a lot of stuff that's like, I mean, if you didn't have it, it would probably be fine. This is kind of like a weird Gundam thing too. Like, there's just too much of it, and it's kind of intimidating. And even if you tell someone, hey, like Double O is 2 24 episode seasons, most people will be like, oh, cool, and just kind of fuck off and not watch it. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thought. I don't fault people for putting it up there. I think it's good enough, but it also is like, I don't think there's a reason it's a big 3 and not a big 1, right? It's because some of these other things did it, because it's kind of like what happens. You shows don't get to run this long if there's a lack of quality, but at the same time, it's also like, okay, you kind of expect that for something like this. But overall, actually kind of, like, I'm really glad I watched it. It was really good. Looking forward to ship it in next week. I will be out watching the Ocean's Cut, so there will be probably some discussion on what gets cut out. So I imagine I know there's a lot of filler in Shippuden, so
it's not like too terribly amount. There's not 3 seasons of it.
True. I mean, you do have like, was it like 500 episodes in Shippuden?
It's 500 exactly.
Oh yeah. So
and a movie.
Yeah. Okay. So do I have to watch the movie, or is that optional viewing?
It's optional. It's just, it's a nice, it kind of develops the relationship between Naruto and Hinata.
Okay, so that I might watch that. We'll see when we get there.
Yeah, it's called Naruto Shippuden, the last movie, or something like that.
That makes sense. I think I've seen the poster for that, and I was like,
I'm pretty sure it's like the
last movie.
epilogue. It's like the epilogue between the end of Shippuden and in between Boruto. Pretty sure.
So that's kind of.
I'm pretty sure it's before. I can't remember if it's either before the war or after the war.
Okay. Yeah, I've been thinking, like, after I get through the Ocean Cut of Shippuden, do I go into Boruto? Because I don't know. And like, I've watched a couple of people kind of like do Boruto in a nutshell and stuff. And I'm like, I don't really know that any of this seems that interesting, but I kind of do. I don't know. We'll see when I get there if I'm kind of burnt out on Naruto. I might give it a break and go like to Hunter x Hunter or Bleach or something, and then go back, circle around maybe. But we'll see.
It takes place 2 years after 2 years after the war.
Okay.
So I think it's like episode 499, and then the movie episode. Well, I can't remember. They have epilogue episodes where they like talk about Shikamaru and stuff like that. So it may not be exactly 499, but it's like right after the war. I think it skips like 10 years or something like that.
Oh yeah.
For him, obviously he becomes Hokage.
Yeah. And then,
So like that's the last episode is him becoming Hokage, which is like 10 years later. So it's like the movie takes place in between that. It's a pretty good movie though.
So Naruto is like fresh Hokage when Boruto starts.
No.
Okay, so he's been Hokageing it up for a minute.
Because Boruto's like 13 at the beginning of Boruto. I don't know how long he's been Hokage. I didn't look into it.
Okay. That for whatever reason, I was trying to think of like, okay, so Shippuden ends here, and then Boruto happens here, and then the Hokage. Yeah, I guess they don't like show the like, hey, this is exactly when this happens.
There's not a whole lot talked about what happens in between before Boruto and into Shippuden.
Guess nothing happens because they beat everyone's asses.
It's basically a time of peace is what they say. There's a time of peace. Like no one really knows war anymore. They don't really train shinobi the same.
Kind of makes sense.
It's like all the exams are like easier.
That's literally built in, kind of like Boomerang. Like back in my day, we had killer Junin exams. 3 people died.
We had a creepy Michael Jackson looking motherfucker killing the Hokage.
Oh yeah, just watch fucking Orochimaru come back and kill Naruto. Yeah, he's like, I ain't dead yet.
I ain't dead yet.
I'll kill 2 Hokages.
There was something. Before we get into our main topic, it's like when you were saying, it's the big 3, and it's like it's always the favorite, between the big 3, big 4, whatever you want to call it, Dragon Ball, Bleach, One Piece, Naruto. But there's only one show that has been top of Mal multiple times.
Yeah, it did. Goddamn fucking Fullmetal Alchemist.
It's Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. It went down and it went back up.
Yeah,
it's back at the top again.
There's like, because this was something I was like, we were talking about in that when we were talking about like Naruto having good character development because it has so many fucking episodes. Like he had so many chances that it's
like Fullmetal Alchemist is like 60.
Yeah, and it's it cuts
episodes
down like it's half as long as like OG Naruto. It's like it's just they use the time more efficiently. That Naruto's not like shitting his pants for like an episode
because he ate bad milk or spoiled milk.
Yeah. He's not trying to like trick Sakura into kissing him or some shit.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean that's like, I think that there kind of needs to be a medium ground for people of being like, oh, you can do a perfectly good, well done 12 episode season, but you can also do a lot with 800 episodes or whatever. I mean, because like that also gives you the chance to open up things to like the world building and side characters like Rock Lee or Guy or Hinata or any of the other people that you don't get. Like, I mean, you kind of do a little bit, I guess, in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood because you get kind of some stuff with Mustang and Hawkeye and the Armstrongs and stuff.
We could have a whole
yeah
episode about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and we probably wouldn't cover everything that's important about it.
Oh yeah, no, I mean there's
a reason why it's been at the top of the list for so long. Like,
yeah,
it's just, I would say Like, even though it's not like my top favorite, like Hunter x Hunter is my favorite. Like, it's as close to like a perfect anime that you can get, I would say.
It does make me curious if that, like, in a weird way, the original kind of helps it in that regard, because it gives it like a comparison point, right? Of people being like, oh, this one was way worse, but this one hits the manga like where it needs to. Kind of Dragon Ball Kaiing it in a way, if you will. But it makes me wonder if, like, Dead Man Wonderland got a new adaptation, or Soul Eater. Or...
I really wish they would do a Dead Man Wonderland, but straight from the manga, because like they fucked that up.
Yeah, that one. I mean, because like Hellsing and Hellsing Ultimate kind of do this as well, but
yeah,
it's obviously not as meant for everyone. As
like Dead Man Wonderland strayed too far off from the story that they couldn't circle it back.
Yeah.
So they just canceled it.
Yeah, like there's some interesting stuff in there, and like from what I've kind of gleaned and read a little bit, like you get a lot of other stuff with I think it's Crow, kind of the older guy with like the blade that comes out his arm. A lot of interesting things with him. And like Danganronpa, I think, also has a similar thing from its animation to like the rest of its world and its games, obviously, and stuff.
It's got too much. Well, you can't really. You have to play the games to follow everything. I mean, you can watch, because they have Danganronpa, the first one, animated. You can just watch that one, but they don't have anything from the second game animated. They just have Danganronpa 3 and Despair, or whatever it was, is animated. So you don't get anything from the second game. I don't. It's a whole thing. I don't know why they didn't animate everything if they were going to make an anime adaptation.
Yeah, games are, I guess, a little weirder. Maybe there's like a licensing thing, or they thought the story wouldn't mesh.
It's really
well
good though.
Yeah, like any kind of adaptation is like, I don't want to say, because there are some instances I think straying from source material can help, but it's kind of rare, obviously, because if it's a popular manga, then it's like, well, that's kind of what people want to see, expect to see. But yeah, it just makes me wonder if, like, had Dead Man Wonderland never got an adaptation and got one today, if it'd be as popular as a new adaptation today.
Right.
Because I think it would be probably one of the ones that needs it the most in terms of like content not being there. Because like Soul Eater's fairly close to its manga adaptation or manga storyline. I mean, it changes a few things and kind of leaves some stuff out, but it's not too crazy. And I don't know that like they really like. I would like a new one, but I don't think I would really. I wouldn't be super hyped. Like, I think I'd be more hyped for season 3 of Fire Force than I would a new adaptation of Soul Eater.
Soul Eater's good, so it's like I don't see why they would need a new adaptation.
Exactly. Like, yeah, it's like
even
though they did like do kind of the thing where they do an anime original ending, it's still good in its own right. Like, people have problems with the fights and stuff, but
I never watched Soul Eater. Not.
Yeah, and I tried watching it, and it's not Soul Eater. It's a lot more slice of lifey, and like you do get some things where like Maka and Soul show up and stuff, and it just kind of builds out the world of Soul Eater a little bit more, in almost kind of like a slice of lifey kind of way. But yeah, I think I would rather, like, if Okubo's gonna do anything, I don't really want another. I mean, maybe a time skip Soul Eater would be kind of interesting in like manga to anime adaptation or something. But I almost kind of like this, like, I'm going to do something totally different that's kind of like technically a prequel to Soul Eater and Fire Force.
Right.
Like, I kind of like those kind of things where it's like there's some kind of weird connection. And Fire Force has been really fucking good, so
Really good.
Yeah, but anime adaptations, honestly, this is a weird one. I wish we would get a second season to Zapang, because Zapang ends on a goddamn like cliffhanger, or not really a cliffhanger, but like they set it up very blatantly, like I'm going over there, and there's no second season, so he doesn't go, and the manga continues, and it sets a bunch of really interesting political dumb bullshit up, which just made me think about trying to find the manga, but I'm really lazy. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. I did, as a side note before we get into our OPs, read all of the Fire Force manga that Crunchyroll has on it. It's pretty good. I mean, the anime follows it pretty much spot for spot. There's nothing that's really different. The 3 volumes they've got up there end right before the lead up to the Rekka fight, which I was really disappointed about because that fight fucking bangs in anime. So I was like, I kind of want to see what. Yeah, I want to see what it looks like in the manga, but I kind of done it because I was like, okay, if I'm gonna talk about Tamaki, I don't want to like be like, oh, Tamaki gets fucking ruined in the anime, whatever, and then she's fine in the manga. But no, the same shit happens. Like she's getting got in all the places, unfortunately. The manga and the anime, I should say, not all. We're gonna drop that topic. We're just gonna. There's
It's a different website, Cody.
Yeah, there's not a good way to phrase that without Archer saying phrasing. Yeah. So favorite anime OPs.
Mhm.
So kind of like we did with fights last week, we wanted to break this down into a couple categories.
I can't remember. I didn't do my homework.
That's okay.
The only one that I'm like, I don't really remember, and it's like best looking or like animated, whatever it was, whatever that category is.
Yeah,
like
the animation
actual,
in particular, yeah.
the actual sequence. Yeah, it's like I don't remember, and I'd have to watch like a compilation, which you did.
Yeah,
I should.
That's because I was like, I know for animation, I'm gonna like, I can remember Fire Force ones. Not because I was like watching Fire Force stuff recently, because I wasn't.
And that one's really good though.
But yeah, those stand out because I'm like, oh yeah, like those, it utilizes the fire a lot because that's the main thing, much more than like Demon Slayer does with its like breathing forms and stuff. And Demon Slayer has some good ones in and of its own right, but like Fire Force, it's like, we got fire. We're gonna make this fire. So we'll be covering our overall favorite, and we can do a couple since we'll be kind of doing it on the fly a little bit.
I can't. That's like saying your favorite song. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, I was able to kind of pick a few out because I was like,
I've got 2.
I was like, what can I remember musically and visually speaking? And I was like, okay, that's kind of the basis I used.
I've got 2 for favorite and 2 for, was it classic? Like it's classic.
Yeah, classics. So we'll do overall best or our favorite animation, our favorite music, just the piece of music itself. Either the TV cut or the full song, whatever. And then like our classics. And then Holly had some honorable mentions.
Oh,
yeah, because this was something in the episode last week. I was like, oh, by the way, since you had told us, hey, do the OPs, I was like, oh shit, okay, I'll tell Holly we're doing that. So she wanted us to mention Your Lie in April's opener. I don't know if there's multiple, but I had to go listen to that. I've heard that name a lot, but I've not watched the series. It's a good one. Yeah.
It's good.
And then the OG Rurouni Kenshin opening. I was like,
Of course.
oh, interesting. So we have an overall and a classic. So
Hell yeah.
Holly didn't even know what we were breaking this down into, but she picked 2 categories. Good on you, Holly.
Those are good ones.
Yeah.
I like Your Lie in April.
I've heard it's good. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I just haven't gotten to that point. We'll see with Naruto if I pick some new stuff up this week. But yeah, so for overall, what 2 were you thinking?
So, without a doubt, because it's my favorite Japanese band, and they did the opening for Parasite, the Maxim.
Okay.
It's Let Me Hear by Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Okay. Okay.
I love that band so fucking much. I have so much Spotify time listening to that band, watching their live shows, like on YouTube. It's crazy. I love this band. And the first time I heard this band was because they did the outro for Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, you and Sevi talked about that one a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So they did the outro, and I remember when I first watched Hunter x Hunter, I was like, what is this outro?
Like, this is awesome.
And so I had to look up who it was. Like ever since then, like they're like my favorite Japanese band. It's so you can't really describe it because it's like electronic metalcore, dancecore. I don't know what to call it, but it's fucking sweet.
Yeah, because they do one of the Naruto Shippuden openings or endings, right? Do they do one for them?
I don't think so.
Okay, I might be getting that confused with. Like I said, I watched a lot of compilations, so I might be like, "Oh, there's a picture of Naruto, and there's a thing that says Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas."
I don't remember. Let me look it up.
I mean, like I said, I could be crazy. That's super possible. And like Shippuden's probably got like a shitload of openings and endings.
Yeah, there's really good one. I didn't mention it in this one, but I know people, if anyone comments, Bluebird from Naruto Shippuden, which is the most popular one.
Oh yeah, that is one I have heard just
really
outside of
really
Naruto.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, it stands out. In kind of a similar way, I guess for me, not kind of to the same degree. It sounds like. But one of the few Japanese bands that I kind of went out of my way to be like, I kind of want to know more about this is Flow. Flow does a lot of anime openings and outros. They're actually on my list twice, but the one people probably can be guessing this if they've paid attention to what I like. It's Colors, which is I think the first or
Code Geass.
yeah, it's the first Code Geass OP or the first Code Geass R2 OP. I can't remember which one because they do two. I think Colors is the first one and World's End's the one for R2. Fucking
Cool.
banger.
Yeah.
I can remember.
That one was hard to not like put in there.
Yeah, like that.
I was like, I know Cody's gonna pick this one.
Hell yeah, that's the only one I can like. I think I know like the first few words of because it's just like very in your face about it. But yeah, Flow, fucking love Flow. Flow's so goddamn good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've watched some of their live stuff. I've just listened to them on Spotify a couple of times. They're good. Like outside of someone that does stuff for like Gundam stuff, I'm like, hell yeah, Flow kills it. Maybe they have done a Gundam OP. I don't 100% know. But not that I know of. I think it's just Code Geass, Rec 7, a couple other things. But I love it when Flow pops up. Flow's so good. Hell yeah. 10, 10.
I had my second one for that was I think it's by Yui. Again, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood's opening.
Yeah, that one's that
one's fucking banger, dude.
Great.
That's it's greatness. Like there's no way I could have a list and not like mention that one.
Yeah, that one is like kind of going back to that idea of like both the visuals and the music standing out. It just goes together
win
so
for
well.
Visuals too.
Yeah, it does such a good job. Like not only just in how nicely it's animated, but like they do some cool things in like the transitions and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I love this thing. Yeah, that's such a good one. God damn it.
It's so good. Was that not in your compilation that you watched?
Oh, it was. And I was like, you know what? As much like, I think it's that song didn't make my list for one reason, and it's not even its fault. It's I've heard some terrible covers of it.
Oh, dear
just because
God.
it's so popular that like everyone is like, oh yeah, this is my first anime cover, and it's like, bless your heart, but please fucking stop, because there's like weird tempo changes and stuff like fairly early on, and everyone just kind of gets it wrong, and like the words in the like the lyrics in the beginning, there's like a certain pacing to that kind of doesn't. Yeah. It's hard to get, and like not a lot of people do it well, so it's like why? But yeah, that's not even their fault. This is still a really good song. It's just I've heard people butcher it, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of sad. So inadvertently, I like we've kind of just picked two for all of these categories because I've got two for all of these categories.
Yeah.
I had a backup just in case like my first one got taken. I picked kind of a weird one for my backup. It is Guns N' Roses by Paradise Lunch for Bakano, which, as kind of a jazzy intro, gets overshadowed a lot by Tank from Cowboy Bebop, which is really sad because it's actually a really interesting intro, like not only musically, but the way they do the character cards and stuff. It's done very well. Hell yeah, I love that. Bakano's so good. The OP's good. It's a good jazzy kind of like song. if you have not heard it, like, check it out. Also, watch Bakano if you've never watched Bakano, people. Like, I will die on this hill. I don't think no one's fighting me on this hill. I'm just gonna, like, live here peacefully for years. But yeah, Bakano's great. So, for animation, you said you had 2 as well.
No, I do not. That's the one I did not do, though. But I'll just go ahead and put again
Okay, so
by
there,
Yui
there
for
you
Full
go.
Metal Alchemist, because that
Double
one's
up.
such a good. It's good. It's more of like I can't remember, but
Yeah.
when you start talking about it, you're like, I do remember that.
Yeah, some of them stand out. I'm not gonna lie. I've got 2 Fire Force ones on here.
See, in the Fire Force one was really good.
Yeah, so there was oddly there were about 4 Fire Force ones that I was like, oh, this would actually be pretty good to add here. So I guess most all of the Fire Force ones. But I was like, I can't put all of them on here. And there's something else I wanted to put on there too. But I think Inferno by Miss Green Apple, which I think is Fire Force's first or second OP,
I think so.
visually speaking, is great because it's self-contained. It is its own mission. They do a couple of cuts away, but it's very fluid. It's very contiguous.
It's the heavy one, right?
Maybe. I honestly can't remember. I get that one, Spark Again, and there's another one I can't remember that starts with a G that I get them confused for which one in terms of music. But yeah, it's just like they don't do cuts to anything from the animation. It's all just like original animation for this intro. And
That's what I like in an intro.
Yeah.
I don't want to see cuts in from the show. I want to see original animation for the intro.
Yeah, and it feels like it's its own mission, and it doesn't because there's kind of the meme of anime having like really poppy, upbeat intro that doesn't match some arcs. It's like where, oh, your hero's about to die. Upbeat intro, hero dying. This one kind of alleviates that a little bit. Like the music is very upbeat, but like the animation itself being like, hey, they're fighting this monster. You see them kind of get beat up a little bit. Flows to any point in a fight, so it does kind of work in that way. In terms of a non-Fire Force one, though, I actually picked it's Paradise by Rude Alpha from Skate the Infinite. It does a lot of really cool, interesting visual stuff. It does cut away to like anime stills and some like character cards and stuff here and there. But it does a really good job of selling the vibe of the show without using the show, which is pretty good. And as kind of, I guess, a side note, Spark Again by Aimer, which is, I think, Season 2 Fire Force's first intro. Also a banger. It does more of the anime cutaway stuff, but it does use a lot of original animation for another fight. So they were like, oh yeah, the first OP did really well for this. We're going to do another one. And yeah, they're good. The other Fire Force fight I'm thinking about, or Fire Force OP, they do this weird thing where the fire is much more of a red. That doesn't carry over into the anime, I don't remember. I don't think it does. Which was weird. It's just a kind of a stylistic choice, but it does stand out that way. But it also uses a lot of anime cut-ins where there's no fire, so it's like, okay. But all the fire reminds me of Tamaki's fire, because it's a lot more red than it is orange or yellow. But I mean, it's still cool looking. Like, yeah, that is something that like the Demon Slayer intros, I don't think utilize as much with their breathing techniques. As Fire Force is just like, we got fire. Everyone loves fire. Let's go. And yeah, it's good. I think if we're going like in terms of like a full ass series having the best animation for OPs, it's 100% sure Fire Force.
Oh yeah.
I don't think there's another series out there that currently has OPs from just purely a visually perspective that does better. In terms of the songs, though, do you have 2 picked out for like your songs?
Classics?
Yeah, or no, just the music itself, just the songs, not classics necessarily.
Oh, well, I have some honorable mentions.
Okay.
And I know it's you might have heard it in anything, but it's like Ultimate Battle. I forgot. It's from Dragon Ball Super. It's like near the end of the tournament. It's when Goku's like going Ultra Instinct and he's fighting Jiren. I can't remember who it was by, but I think let me look it up. Akira Kushida, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, that one's just fucking all up in your face. It's I don't know, it's a banger. I like that one a lot. So that one's always gotten to me. Was another one I had in my brain. Obviously honorable mention, Skeleton Knight in Another World.
Hell yeah, I was about to say that. I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
is he gonna bring it up? Is he gonna do
Why
it?
is that one so good?
It is by far, I think, this season's like standout OP song.
Yeah,
because it stands out so much from like the not that the anime is bad or anything, but it's like that is just like a really
new
good
anime
song. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you didn't have to go off like that, but you do you, man.
Skelly Knight goes hard.
Skelly Knight goes super hard.
Veracity by Myth and Royd. They do Overlord's first season intro.
Okay.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That one could definitely be in my visual style. I really like the way that one's animated. It's pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Overlord's also got a lot of really good OPs as well.
For classics, I know we might have the same one.
Okay.
That's why I picked two.
Okay. So I'll blast through my music ones, and we'll get to classics then. Honestly, any of the Kaguya-sama OPs, but particularly Daddy Daddy Do is the first one, and it fucking slaps. Like, it's the same group that has done all of them, so they have a very similar style. But yeah, it's kind of this upbeat, semi-jazzy type thing. It's just really, it's really fun. It's a fun bop, you will. Much in the same way that Bradio's Flyers from Death Parade. That song almost does not match that fucking series at all, but goddamn is it fun to listen to. Like, that song has ended up on multiple failed workout playlists. It's good, it's hyping, but then you're like, okay, I've been too hyped. No, too much hype. Yeah, those just fucking slap so hard. But for classics, I think I know which one you're talking about. What is it?
A Cruel Angel's Thesis.
God damn right it is. Hell yeah. Cruel Angel's Thesis. One of the most iconic like anime pieces of music to
I think
ever
it
exist.
might be like the iconic.
Yeah, I mean, because you have fucking Gospels doing Cruel Angel's Thesis. Like, okay, you've permeated some cultures there, but like you've done it. Like, you've even had like I think the JSDF's band, like their Navy and Army bands
Do it.
And it's like that one kind of makes sense. It's still kind of a stretch that it's like, holy shit, this is here. But yeah, when you have like people in North American choirs going to choir contests singing Cruel Angel's Thesis, you're like, I think you guys are missing the point, but I appreciate the energy.
For anyone that doesn't know, Cruel Angel's Thesis by Yoko Takahashi is Neon Genesis Evangelion's their only theme.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's their only opener.
Yeah, you didn't get a second one because it slapped. It's good.
Yeah.
They also were spending a lot more of their budget on stuff, so it's fine.
What was their outro? Was what? Fly Me to the Moon?
Yeah, that's
Moon?
also a fucking bang. Like when we
That's
do
super cool.
outros,
Hell yeah.
you best believe Fly Me to the Moon's
That's
going
gonna
on
be
there. Because that
Yeah,
fucking slaps. Oh, it's
Like-
so good.
it's so good. It's one of those ones that just gets stuck in your head.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that one, since it's there are a few instances where I think some anime will do this, but it's really expensive licensing wise to get the actual song. But I think that like them doing their own version makes a lot more sense. But that version and the original like Frank Sinatra version are play for play about the same for me at this point. I'm like, because it's a cyclical thing. It's a cycle of like.
Hell
I
yeah.
listened to that one. I'm like, man, this is good. I want to listen to the Frank Sinatra one. Then you listen to that, and you're like, man, I want to listen to the Ava one. And then it's just never ending. God, it's so good. Yeah. So what was your backup then?
Technically, there's two.
Oh,
just
okay.
in
So what
case, 'cause
two backups did you have?
I picked two because Sebi was going to be with us today.
True.
Obviously, Obviously, the other backup I have, is Tank
Hell yeah.
from Cowboy Bebop. That one's just iconic.
Yep.
It's just a great fucking jazz opening. It's just, I mean, what better can you do?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone outside of maybe Cruel Angel's Thesis, which maybe is a little deeper, but if anyone is gonna be like, this is anime music, or that maybe the pinnacle of anime music, it's probably Tank or one of the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack songs.
I mean, they even kept it for the Netflix adaptation.
Yeah, because it's really fucking good.
It's really good. I had that one. And then I had like mine. It's like, if I had to pick, it would be Cruel Angel's Thesis. I'm gonna listen to that after we're done recording.
Damn right you are.
But I knew that I wasn't gonna be the only one. So my second classic would be Just Communication by 2Mix, which is Gundam Wing's intro.
God damn you, that was gonna be my second backup.
Is it really?
Yeah. I mean, I have another one that is unique out of those, but like, I was thinking, I was like, I kind of feel bad for not putting it on there, so I put it on there as a backup.
I could not put it on there. It's in my Spotify playlist.
Yeah, like,
It was my ringtone for like 5 years.
yeah, you want to talk about a Gundam song that has permeated? That is
Hell
it.
yeah.
Like, that and maybe one of the Gundam Double OPs, but that one for sure, like, someone even hums that. Most people in our age range are going to be like, that sounds really familiar. And you're like, there's a reason why, bud.
Because you saw it on Toonami. That's why.
Damn right it is. That.
Do you see they're doing the 25th anniversary?
Yeah.
So they're airing a remastered Gundam Wing on Toonami right now.
Hell yeah. If
So,
you guys have cable still, watch
if
Toonami.
anyone watches cable, which I don't,
Yeah,
you can
me
watch Gundam Wing. I mean, you can find the remastered.
Yeah, I mean, they're just pulling the remastered one that's already been done. So
Yeah.
Like, it's like they didn't remaster it just for Toonami, but
Yeah, no, they're just re-airing it, which, I mean, it's good.
hell yeah. Like, yeah. do
Watch
it.
that 25 or is it 24
Oh,
episodes?
I mean, if they're doing the full thing, I think it's like 48, 49.
Oh yeah, 48. Yeah.
Maybe a full thing. I think it's 40.
I think it is
Nine.
48. I don't. It might
It's one
be
of those. It
49.
gets almost to 50. I don't think it gets 50. It's close, but it doesn't get
Watch almost 50 episodes of Hero trying to kill himself.
there. Hell yeah. Dude just really does not want to be there.
Nope. Mission failed. I'm about to blow myself up.
Yeah.
they're
Sometimes
like,
it's not even
"Calm
mission
down,
failed.
hero."
It's just like minor
Calm down.
inconvenience.
Jumps off a bridge.
Yeah. It's like, okay,
This is
hero.
Gundam.
Why you gotta do this, hero?
Why you gotta do this?
The most unhero thing to do, hero.
But yep, that's straight banger.
Fucking yeah. Okay. So
I'm glad you had a third one.
hell yeah. Because I knew no one was gonna pick this one, so I was like, okay, I feel pretty confident here. It's another Flow song, which is kind of weird that it's in the classics, but I think it's probably the first I can think, at least the first one I think of that I'm like, this is where I know Flow from is Days for Eureka 7. Eureka 7 has a fairly unique soundtrack and series of openings and stuff, but that one is really good, and they try to kind of emulate it on the OP they do for Eureka 7 AO. I think it's Brave Blue. Not as good. It's still pretty good. I mean, it's a Flow song, so it's gonna be pretty decent. But Days is like the pinnacle of like mid 2000s setting up this kind of weird skate culture, upbeat, weird psychedelic show, and it does a really good job of it. I've also unironically listened to that a bunch, so really solid. I'm sure there's like a shitload of other classics we're not thinking about, but yeah, in those Cruel Angel's Thesis, Christ, I can't remember what was the name of the 2Mix one. Just Communication.
Just
How
Communication.
I forget that. Days. I mean, honestly, there's multiple. There's I think it's White Reflections is another Gundam OP that's really good from Wing. But yeah, I mean, Tank and Cruel Angel's Thesis, you're really not gonna top. Like those are the ones that people who don't watch anime or at least are very casual in it will be like, oh yeah, I know what that is. You're like, yeah, you do. Yeah, it's good.
I think if I was to pick like of the year, the anime song that I've listened to the most this year is "The Rumbling" by Sim, which is season 4 the last season. Is it season 4 the last season? No, they're calling it the final season. That's what it's labeled.
The final season.
That's
That's been
on
like
Titan, the final season. Yeah,
kind of 2 seasons and 3 weird specials or some shit. However, they're planning it out at this point.
they're cutting it in half. That fucking song is so damn good.
Oh god, I'm gonna like.
Don't watch the intro. Don't watch the video, but listen.
No, I'm not pulling it up right now. I'm
because it's got spoilers.
but it's got spoilers.
It's got spoilers.
I was pulling Mal up to see what has even come out this year. That I'm like, what song would I even pick? I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel bad that we didn't mention it. Spy Family's OP fucking slaps too. Like its visuals are great. It matches the weird 60 like. It's good. The Skeleton Knight's a good one for the song. Love After World Domination, that's a pretty good one. I wouldn't put it at like my top, but it is pretty good.
It's good.
Let's see here. What else have I? I'm like scrolling through.
She just sent me. It's The Rumbling, but it's SpongeBob.
That's what that kind of music needs to be attached to. SpongeBob. Kyokai Senki also has some good ones. What about Winter of 22? Love After or not. My Dress Up Darling had a pretty good OP, but it's not something that I've like gone out of my way to listen to.
I really like the music from Clanad and Clanad After Story. I like the music in it.
I'm trying to see. I'm pretty sure it came out last year, so I'm not gonna.
Does Mal do music?
No, I'm just looking through the series to see if I remember. Yeah, no. Okay. I was gonna say Horimiya. Its OP is a song I've just listened to a lot by itself, but I think that came out last year or the year before.
I open up Mal, and the only ads I'm getting is Queen's Blade. Are you getting that too?
I didn't even pay any attention.
Like it's got two banners right here, and then the top banner. It's all about Queen's Blade Online's online gotcha game.
Yeah, it's the big old banner right there. 10 free gotcha plays.
And then it's got 2 side banners with titties.
I've got mine like half screened, so I have OBS up here so I can see what's going on. So they're there. I just can't see them.
It's there. And if you've never seen Queen's Blade, you're not missing a lot.
Yeah, it exists.
It exists. Very, very sensual.
It's
one of the etchies.
Yeah.
Etchy.
It's
not quite hentai, but it might as well be.
Yeah, it gets close to that line sometimes. It's a very high school DxD in that nature, but I don't even know. There's some instances in high school DxD I'm like, does this get to air on? I mean, I guess the Funimation ones are uncensored when the uncensored version comes out, so those obviously didn't air, but it's like, how the fuck you get away with this, Japan? You can't show this. This is some HBO level shit, bruh. HBO out here, HBOing. As a side note, before we like go into, I guess, wrapping up or whatever, did you watch Obi-Wan this week?
I sure did.
Fuck yeah, you did. Did you see Ice Cube Son?
Ice Cube Son. Fuck. I always remember his name, and then I never forget.
O'Shea Jackson or something.
O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's we watched it last night, and every time I saw him, I was like, "Oh shit, it's Ice Cube Son."
It's Ice Cube.
And then Taylor's like, "You're saying it like it's a name, like it's like, oh, what's up, Jameson?" It's like one word. It's like, no, it's Ice Cube Son, but I'm like, Ice Cube Son. It's his last name.
Son. It's Ice Cube Son.
Yeah,
we watched it. It's pretty good. I'm really liking Obi-Wan. I didn't bother reading the article, but someone was talking about they might make more
I really
And
fucking hope they do.
I don't know if that was like a rumor article or not, because maybe they didn't know how popular the show was going to be.
Yeah.
Let's give Ewan McGregor, like, it's going to be popular. You have Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
You brought Hayden Christensen back. Like, come on.
So
James
that-
Earl Jones came back. The voice.
Yeah, so that's something I've like seen a bunch of people talk about online is what the fuck is Hayden Christensen actually doing? Because
He's in a suit.
No, he's not.
Is he not? He wore
No.
the suit.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is like at the end of Revenge of the Sith, he's in the suit because they had to make a special suit because he's
Yeah.
not the same height as the guy who'd done it before.
Mm.
So all the lightsaber work is done by a stunt guy, which I don't think he's actually done anything. But the just walking around guy is also a stunt guy.
I could have sworn they said he was in a suit
So I
during one of the scenes.
think what's gonna happen is we'll see him at some point where his like helmet gets fucked up and then it's him.
Mm.
And I'm assuming they'll have other stuff, but it's just like because I've seen pictures of the two stunt double guys and I'm like,
Mhm.
why do you have two stunt doubles? Vader's not done anything yet.
Yeah.
Like he's walked angrily down a street and angrily down a hallway. Those guys have good angry walks though. Like when he runs up in the Inquisitor boardroom basically
Oh,
and
he
starts
just
choking
straight
Reva,
choking her.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, Vader's going off.
Yes.
I like
I
that-
read enough of the comics where he just kills indiscriminately. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he's beyond giving a fuck at this point. He's like, fucks her all out. They got burnt.
The
with
last-
the burns.
Last episode, he force choked a child.
Yeah, he's like, fuck that child. I'm gonna force choke the shit out of you.
You think Vader's above killing kids? He killed a whole fucking temple of kids.
All the younglings. Well, obviously not all, because Reva, but.
And the Sand People. The women and children, too.
He did. Anakin even was like, fuck it. I don't care. I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Did you, like, the fucking, like, tomb thing they had? Where
That
they were
was
all
pretty
like,
crazy.
that was nuts. So they had
That's
one of the
nuts.
younglings in there. I'm like,
Yeah.
did you just like save this specific youngling and like cryo freeze him until you finished building this and then throw him in there? Like, why did you?
It's like,
What is the point?
well, I think they're kind of
Because they
trying to
do
explain.
it in Rebels, right? With, is it Rebels or Clone Wars where they do it with? Was it Luminara?
Luminara Unduli.
Yeah, it's
it was
Rebels.
Rebels.
obviously.
It's Rebels, yeah.
Is a lot of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. It didn't look exactly the same as it did in the show, but yeah, like they had Luminara, Master Luminara Unduli, had her corpse. I'm pretty sure they're just trying to tie in. It's all Palpatine.
Doing
He's trying to do, how he keeps bringing himself back to life. All that.
that makes sense. Okay.
I think they're all trying to fill that plot hole in between 8 and 9 where it's like somehow Palpatine returned, and it's like that's
Yeah.
all you really fucking have is you wrote that line.
Yeah.
But
Just a
like
bit.
you have like the Mandalorian, you have all the stuff with Grogu, Baby Yoda, like like they want him because his race has a high midichlorian count. So it's like obviously who wants that? People that want to clone themselves. Who's been cloning themselves? Palpatine, because he did that in the books.
I like that
Star Wars.
Obi-Wan is the least sneaky motherfucker ever. Like
Absolutely.
he pops
That
in
scene-
out
that
of the
scene
water.
in-
It's just
Yeah.
like I'm wet
It's-
now.
Yeah, he's soaked. Getting an Amber Alert.
Oh.
That scene though, in the dark room, where he's just like when all the lights come off.
Oh yeah,
and
that
it's
was
like
cool
these
as fuck.
stormtroopers, and he just like turns the lightsaber on, beats them up, and then turns it off, and like you see him run to the other side of the room. Like you can see his shadow run. I'm like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, it's just like no disguise, soaking wet, just.
You got to know that
All around.
sounds loud.
Oh yeah,
he's just in fucking leather boots,
yeah. Like
soaking wet.
it was funny because like when he pops up out of the thing and like the stormtroopers going over there to investigate, I'm like, Obi-Wan's literally gonna walk around this bitch soaked as hell, and then the
Just
stormtrooper
slopping.
comes in, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna steal the stormtrooper uniform because that makes way more
Yeah.
fucking sense, and then just you're just like, God damn it, Obi-Wan, are you dense? You are
So-
literally in like the Inquisitor home base. Just
Did you watch any theory videos about him yet? Like Screen Crush.
I don't think I've watched any videos. I've seen people speculate
So
Twitter
I've
posts and
seen they're like each episode has similarities to each movie.
stuff. Okay.
Like episode 1
It's very New Hope.
episode 1 of Obi-Wan mirrors episode 1 of Star Wars.
Okay.
Like the
I
first
guess
movie.
yeah, because they're gonna have 6, so it would go up to Return of the Jedi. That makes sense.
Because they were explaining similarities between episode 1 and then episode 1 of Obi-Wan, and then they explained similarities between Attack of the Clones and episode 2, and then 3, and then in 4, they were like each of them has like similarities between each numbered episode.
Yeah, because them kind of escaping the thing feels kind of like the escaping
the Death Star.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Interesting. Okay, I'm trying to think of what the fuck happens in the 3rd episode. I guess
That's
you get the
that's when him
lightsaber
and-
fight and he
they
gets
fight over the fire and gets
Yeah.
burned.
that makes total sense. Okay,
It ends.
yeah.
It ends with them
Interesting.
fighting. The episode 3 or Revenge of the Sith
Yeah.
ended with them fighting.
I like that I've seen several people say Obi-Wan's getting his groove back because he's doing his little lightsaber flourishes and stuff. And
Oh,
he's
he did a
spinning
flourish?
around. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're like,
finally.
yeah, go Obi-Wan. Fuck that guy up.
Yeah.
And then he's kind of doing Force stuff. He's like, this is really hard, but I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I can barely move a watch. I'm gonna hold this water and then just
get the-
fucking drowns those stormtroopers.
Like, bro, he just held the whole ocean. You know how hard that is?
Really hard. And then he just drowns the fuck out of those
Yeah.
stormtroopers.
Hell yeah. And we finally got to see Purge Troopers from
Yeah,
Fallen
from
Order.
yeah, those guys were
Hell
cool as
yeah.
fuck. I like that they haven't I don't know if it's a misdirect or if he's obviously not dead, but the guy that plays the Inquisitor is credited for all 6 episodes, but that bitch ain't been in it since episode
No.
2. That bitch may not come back. He's not dead obviously because he comes up in other things, but yeah, that guy.
They're just gonna find an identical Utapauian
yeah, or he's
to be
just
the
in a back to
Inquisitor and
tank
Rebels.
because
Yeah.
that's the Disney Plus way of they're in a back to tank. It's fine.
Hey, back to tank. It's good.
Yeah,
It's
is Boba Fett been in a Sarlacc pit for a couple of years? Back to tank.
Back to tank.
Fixed 100%.
100%. It's fine. Well, his Beskar armor is what kept him alive.
Yeah, that's true. Obi-Wan burns the shit out of his shoulder. Back to
For
tank.
real.
Totally
Got
reasonable.
Fucked up.
Yeah, I was like, Vader's just toying with that. He burns him
Yeah.
obviously, but then you're like, oh shit, he burned the shit out. His whole top of his arm down his back. You're like, oh shit, okay. Obi-Wan got more fucked up than I thought he did.
Hey, they can make as many scars as they can because Alec Guinness never took off his robe, so you never know what kind of scars he had,
Yeah, he could be fucked up super hard, but
and it can be canonical with no issues, no continuity issues, because you only see him from the neck up.
yeah, as long as there's no face scars, Obi-Wan, let's fuck his body up. Let's go.
Also, what a rough aging in 9 years
Yeah,
to look like Ewan McGregor now, and in 9 years you're gonna look like Alec Guinness.
yeah. That does make me interested if at the end of this season they'll try to do something to kind of get him more visually there, or if
Yeah.
they're like season 2, we're really gonna fuck Obi-Wan up. We gotta
Listen,
make
you
him
hit-
look old.
You hit hard. In 9 years, you gotta look like a 60-year-old man.
Yeah, they have to shove a lot of time into there. Because Ewan McGregor does not look 60. I'm sure he's pretty close. He's got to be in his 50s probably, but
Ewan McGregor, I think he's still in his 40s. I don't know.
maybe. I don't know. I feel like he's older than I think he... Tom Cruise doesn't look in his 60s,
Oh.
but that motherfucker's
He's-
in his 60s.
He's 51.
There you go.
There you go.
That's these.
So technically, in 9 years, he will look 60.
But,
He just won't look like Alec Guinness.
Yeah, 60 for Ewan McGregor's probably going to look a lot better than it did for Alec Guinness. Ewan McGregor...
Sir
He's
Alec
all-
Guinness, I'm sorry. I
there
need
you
to put
go.
respect on that man's name.
Yeah, I respect that, man.
Respect.
Yeah,
That
goddamn.
that
Obi-Wan's
man
so good.
that man knew nothing of what he was signing up for, and he did it anyway.
Yeah, he's like, no,
He's like, I don't understand the script, but I'll do it.
You want me to stand in the desert in a robe? Why? Don't worry about it, Sir Alex Guinness. Just stand there, say your life. I'm supposed to scream at these sand people.
I'm supposed to talk about the Force.
Is that derogatory? Technically, yes, but it's fine.
There's your Star Wars.
Yeah.
We can turn this into anime. Did you watch Star Wars? Was it Visions?
I watched some of it. I watched, I think, the first
Fucking
episode with
good.
the samurai guy,
That's so good.
and I think I watched some of the. So we had sat down to watch it, and I think something else had started.
There was a
and
legit like anime episode.
Yeah, the one
It's
that.
like between the brother and the sister.
Yeah, the one I haven't watched, which I think
that's
is
really
that
cool.
one, is the Studio Trigger one, or was like in association with them.
Yeah,
And I've seen that
that's
shit
the one.
everywhere, and I'm like,
it's so good.
yeah, this is like, fuck it. Let's just Studio Trigger anime. Let's go. Let's Studio Trigger Star Wars. Come on.
Let's do it.
They're doing
See?
something. I can't. Goddamn it. I'm gonna have to. They were doing something. I was like, that's kind of weird that they're doing, but I'm really into it. I saw them come up recently. I think because it's an adaptation thing of a thing. I'm like, why the fuck are you guys doing this? Let's see. What is Cyberpunk? It's that new Cyberpunk thing.
Oh yeah,
Edge
they're doing
Runners.
it. Is it a movie?
It's a 10-episode OVA.
Okay. Was it supposed to be like the Dragon Age one? Dragon Age had a movie. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like that or the Arcane for League of Legends.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm super down for it. I will give anything Trigger does a chance. Not to say I will watch everything they do, obviously, but like Kill la Kill and a lot of that team came from Gurren Lagann. Little Witch Academia is a fucking banger.
Yeah.
Like that is probably the absolute closest anime we'll ever get to having a Harry Potter anime, even if they do a Harry Potter anime. Darling in the Franxx, it's kind of like whatever. Animation looked good though. Gridman and Diazon both slap, like in terms of like mecha shit. That's kind of what it is now. Promare was super popular. I didn't watch that, but that's on the list. But yeah, I will actually probably watch this. If we haven't canceled Netflix already, I think we may have. I can't remember. As we finished The Witcher, and I think we intended to, because upping the price to $20. It's like,
Are they really?
yeah, I think
don't-
this
I
month or
haven't
next month.
I haven't had Netflix in a while.
Yeah, because they did it. They sent out an email like they normally do, say, "Hey, we're raising our price," and then they saw a bunch of people leave, like way more than they estimated. And then they're like, so the problem is we're
they were
funding
like-
too many vanity projects. Yeah, okay, get
Yeah.
fucked, Irishman, get out.
Yeah, they were like they came out, they're like, hey, we noticed, it's like, hey, like we're losing a lot on sharing your account, so maybe not do that.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna up the price, and it came out to like I don't know, like 1% of their findings was like people sharing their accounts.
Yeah.
So it's like that's not 1% of their profits. Like that's insane. Like y'all are dumb.
Yeah, and there's so
They're like-
many at this point that
They're like,
it's-
that's what the problem is people just sharing their accounts, not the fact that we have more Netflix originals than we have anything else.
yeah, and most of them aren't good.
Aren't amazing. Yeah.
Like they do have good stuff, but like in a consistency term, like
Mhm.
I would say Disney Plus, HBO Max, and Apple TV all consistently have better things that they do with their originals than Netflix. Like The Witcher is really good. I think they have a Viking show that Taylor has said is really good. I think it's The Last Kingdom is what it's called. And that's the only other thing I can think of. I'm sure there's other stuff. Stranger Things, of course. And then everything else is kind of just like, it's all right. It's there. But yeah.
But I can continue to bring this back to anime because everything is related to anime. Disney is bidding on Bleach. The new season of Bleach.
Shit, that's gonna be weird.
They're bidding against Crunchyroll.
There is, I can't remember, Summertime Rending, I think is what it's called this season, that is simulcast on Disney Plus Japan, and from my understanding, it is not like a normal like Ghibli or Disney style thing. It's like this weird, almost ReZero, but without the isekai thing, where like the dude dies and gets sent back, but there's also someone is doing that or has memory of that is killing him. Like, so there's like the serial killer keeps coming after him, but it's someone he knows, and there's this. It's been high on the weeklies, and I'm like, one day maybe I'll watch that, but you know, like you can't really fucking find it legally, I suppose. Maybe it is on a streaming service, and I just haven't paid attention. Because that and Your Boy Coming are the two from this season. I'm like, I'll probably go back and watch that if I can find it somewhere. But yeah, I'm not gonna fucking resubscribe to High Dive just to watch Your Boy Coming.
See, there's another one I want to watch, and it's I'm quitting heroing.
Oh yeah.
Or I quit heroing. I really want to watch that. But now the only place you can watch it is High Dive. I'm like, I'm not redoing my subscription. I have Funimation and Crunchyroll.
Yeah, like even when Funimation's like, all right, we're done. You know, we're all Crunchyroll or whatever. There's no subscriptions. I'm still not gonna subscribe to High Dive. Like,
yeah,
they have stuff. I'm just like, man, at this point, I don't fucking care. Like,
I liked High Dive. I liked it for a long time, and
I've
then
had it for a minute, but I was like,
yeah, that's good. But
yeah, I think I watched.
I forgot I got it because there's only one thing I wanted to watch. It was only on there.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was I watched on there, because there were a couple things, like it has the original Legends of the Galactic Heroes, and it's like, oh shit, maybe I'll watch that, and I never did. They have Chika the Coffin Princess, which is really disappointing, because like I'd watched like the first half of that show, and I was like, oh cool, and then I forgot about it, because it came out like 2014 to 2016 or something. So you can't find it anywhere else, but it's like, god damn you, High Dive. I can't, I'm gonna have to actually look to see what the oh, it was Crossing. That's what the fuck I watched on High Dive. The goddamn waste of my time. It is, I don't think it's the exact follow-up, but it's one of the projects the guy that did Gundam Seed had done after. And god, that show is like, the mechanical design's really interesting, but everything else in that show is kind of fucking awful. A lot of weird, like, lesbian sexual assault. And I'm like, why is this here? There's like, what? No. There's weird magic that like ends up not being a thing at all. Like it is, but it's like non-consequential to the story.
Strange.
Dragons exist, interdimensional dragons, I should say. Dragon humans exist. Bunch of weird shit. Oh, and now I've got the Amber Alert.
Yeah, it's like closer to you than it is me.
Yeah, it's weird that I got it more than you did, or before you got it before I did.
It's like, I don't live there.
Yeah, just goddamn Crossing. Mechanical design's cool. That's the one thing I will give it. But yeah, like I would totally not be opposed to Disney Plus being like, yeah, we'll put some anime on, especially if it's fucking like shit like Bleach. Like if it's not just, oh, this is the slice of life fun time Disney stuff. It's like, no, like we about to cut some motherfuckers in half. Let's go. We're gonna stab some people. Like, okay, I'm into it. Maybe by the time that happens, I will have watched at least some of Bleach.
I think it's supposed to come out this year, so probably not.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. It depends when someone gets the licensing rights. I mean, I would imagine that
it's supposed to be airing at like midnight.
Interesting.
Like,
because that makes me wonder if, I mean, obviously, if they're bidding for it,
they're bidding for streaming. I think it's supposed to be on TV. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we won't get it on TV here, I'd imagine, right? Like, it's not gonna.
No.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder if they're going to get the rights to the sub, and Funimation's gonna do a dub, because they did the dub for the rest of Bleach, I think. Pretty sure, right?
Yeah, because it was Johnny Young Bosch.
Yeah, fuck.
So it's Funimation.
Johnny Young Bosch. Yeah, so that's gonna be really weird if that's the case.
Supposed to be October.
Okay. But that does make me wonder if they're gonna simuldub that, because if you're gonna simuldub something, I think that would be the one to do.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll get simuldubbed.
Yeah, because that's kind of a big deal.
Bleach the 1,000-Year War.
Do they know how many episodes that particular season's going to be?
They do, because they were breaking it down, what it's going to cover in the manga.
Okay, because is it supposed to be the final season, or like this?
I don't think so. I think it's just the next season.
Oh, okay, that's kind of weird, but that would kind of fit with Full Metal Panic did that. It took like 10 years for the next part to come out.
Yeah.
And then there's no word of continuation, so it's like
Dragon Ball's doing that now. Fucking Super ended in I think 2018, 2019. I don't remember.
yeah, didn't the
manga kept going.
the Hero movie come out? Or is
It's
it about
coming
to?
out soon.
Yeah, with
It's going to.
Piccolo and his weird
Piccolo
minor
and
color
his-
change.
Yeah, he loses his arm
Stripes.
lines. I don't know what it's called. I don't know Namekian physiology or anatomy, but he loses his stripes, and he turns kind of jaundice colored.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
don't know
supposed
if
to be
it-
Ultimate Piccolo.
I don't know if it's real, because I've seen a bunch of edits and shit, and it's kind of hard to distinguish. I have seen people say that the Ultimate Piccolo is going to get slightly bigger. Don't know why slightly, but whatever. And be orange. And
Well, I sent you that picture. He's kind of yellowish.
yeah, but
He looks kind of orangish.
the edits I've seen that he's a fucking he's
Oh.
not in orange obviously, but it's very
Oh.
distinctively orange. Could be a lighting thing too. That's also an
Mm-hmm.
option. But Gohan gets an ultimate Gohan, which already fucking kind of exists, but double ultimate Gohan, I guess, where his hair goes white, but not
Yep.
Ultra Instinct, but maybe Ultra. I don't fucking know. And his eyes
Ultra
go
Instinct
red.
is white. Oh yeah, I don't know.
I feel like that's some
I don't-
fucking
I
fan
don't-
edit bullshit, because that doesn't.
Because nothing's been. The only thing that's come out is a short, maybe a minute trailer.
Yeah.
And they haven't really shown anything
Yeah.
other than he's rocking in his or Piccolo outfit. Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, the last episode of Dragon Ball Super was 2018, so it's been 4 years since the last episode of Dragon Ball. Even though they've already done 2 arcs worth of manga since then.
Oh shit. Okay. I still don't know how much faith I put in this, but
I don't have faith in the internet. I fucking hate weebs.
yeah, it's
I hate the anime community. All of y'all, including me, suck.
so that is there. This kind of gives me a little bit more of a. I mean, it could still be a filter. It's hard to say. There are some fucking. I don't know if it's early viewings or whatever. Some cell phone footage of people in a theater watching it, and yeah, where I guess this is supposed to be. Maybe it's another manga thing, but it looks weird. Gohan's hair gets bigger and his eyes go red, and his hair is silver.
Yeah, I see that picture. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm this kind of looks dumb, but all right. I mean, it looks better than Piccolo being slightly more yellow,
Slightly yellow.
but okay, all right, Gohan, you do you.
You
buddy.
know, I just chalk it up to if there's only one picture of it, I don't believe it, and there's
Yeah.
there's less of it than there is more of it.
Yeah, that's
if you
true.
Google image search.
Yeah, so maybe people are just being people and being dumb. But it comes out. Oh shit!
Soon, I think.
Yeah, it came out today, June 11th.
Did it really?
Initial release. June. I mean, this is the Japanese version, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know when it's supposed to come out here. Maybe someone will upload it somewhere.
Yeah. Maybe.
I watched. Funny enough, I watched the Broly movie on Pornhub.
the real heroes of
or
the
two.
internet.
Worked out pretty good for me.
That's. I just love that
Of
is
all
a-
the
a
places.
thing that happens. It's just they're not gonna take it down. So
I watched the whole new Broly movie on Pornhub.
I guess mental note, if I ever want to watch the Broly movie, I know where it is. I mean, obviously, it's probably maybe it's still there. I don't fucking know.
I thought it came out in July, but it's June, so I get my names confused. Huh. Yep, June 11th. Holy shit.
Sure as shit. Came out today in Japanland. So yeah, I guess we may be seeing some more dumbass Piccolo go on edits in the near future. If they're real. I mean, if they're not, we'll probably still see them anyway, but you know, that's just kind of people doing people stuff. Yeah. So maybe we'll talk about Dragon Ball stuff next week. Probably not, obviously, because I mean, maybe you'll get to find a place to see it, but probably not. So we'll see it maybe in the near future, and we'll talk about it. But yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about, bring up, speculate on, shit on?
Nope, but less than a month away from Overlord season 4, so.
Look, yeah, I mean, yeah, because we're like 4 episodes. Oh no, we're actually way further than that into the season. I forget I'm going off the dub, so we're almost done with this season. I gotta look to see. Yeah, so we're like 2 to 3 weeks left in the season, so we'll be getting summer anime July? August? Somewhere in there. I guess depending on some of the things. But yeah, we'll have Overlord to look forward to. I was looking at looking on Mel to see what comes out this coming season, and I actually was kind of like, oh, there's not a lot. I'm kind of disappointed. Now I got to go back and see, because now I can't remember. So we're summer 2022. What about no, summer 2022 is what we're going into. Yeah, so Overlord. Oh, Devil is a Part-Timer. That's coming back.
Yes, finally.
Yeah. We'll get both of those in July. The Picking Up Girls in a Dungeons next season's coming up.
I need to start that. Sebi watched it. He said it was good.
Yeah, I've heard people say that it's not as bad as you'd think it would be. The Slime anime is getting another season? Is that what this is? Or is this just an anime? No, this is an anime with slime. Never mind. It's another Isa's Slime Isekai. Oh, we're getting Ruby. The Ruby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like actual
it's supposed to be like remade, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're all in their season 1 costumes, so I assume it's gonna be
a retelling.
Yeah. But maybe it's a different story. I think it'd probably be the same, but
Big Rip to Manium.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll probably at least know what happens, because we've both at least seen the first season of Ruby.
Seen 4, haven't we? I have.
But is for the last one, or is for the one before the last one?
It kept going, and I stopped watching it.
Yeah, me too. I don't remember where I dropped off now. I'm trying to think of how many costume changes there were. Maybe 3 or 4 is I think where I dropped off, somewhere in there. There's some other shit in here. I'm looking and I just don't see a whole. We'll be getting the Cyberpunk thing in September, so kind of a little late in that part. But yeah, those are the ones I'm kind of thinking of that look good. I'm sure there's other things. We'll probably, when the season starts, pick a couple of things up and drop them and kind of go from there. But hell yeah, Overlord, definitely probably. Are you gonna watch Overlord? Are you gonna wait for the dub? I assume they'll probably simul-dub it, or are you gonna just watch the sub?
I think it might be simul-dubbed. I can't. I gotta hear.
Yeah.
I gotta hear Chris Guerrero. I can't. I love that man too much.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I don't think at this point I could switch Ainz. I don't think I can. I think I have to.
It's so good. It's such a good voice.
I would probably say that we might have to wait a minute for the dub of
probably
not of Overlord. I imagine they would simul-dub that one, because that's kind of a big deal. But Devil is a Part-Timer. I don't know if that season 2 is going to get a simuldub. I might wait a season. But I mean, we'll find out. Yeah, we'll probably end up having to watch most of the first episodes, with the exception of Overlord and sub, and then just wait to see if a dub comes out. Our fingers crossed. Yeah, Rent a Girlfriend is there. I'm not gonna watch that. None of this other stuff looks familiar. It does make me wonder if they're gonna do a new dub for the Ruby thing, because I haven't
I don't know.
noticed. I mean, not like I pay a lot of attention, but I haven't seen any of the voice actors from Rooster Teeth that did that stuff say anything. So, we'll see, I guess. But yeah, so we'll do that shit. Overlord Season 4, big excite. That will definitely dominate a lot of discussions for a few months. But yeah.
Listening to the audiobooks is getting me by because it's basically just Overlord, but more in depth, which is fine.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Guerrero's got a velvety voice, so it works well. I really hope they do more of that shit. Like,
The one thing that made me cringe is when he's doing Albedo, and
I'm like right before he makes the change, because he's introduced Albedo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But he hasn't
he hasn't done it. Yeah, because he makes all the noises.
Ah, okay.
And I was like, I'm just driving my truck, and I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah, like the way it starts is also like, I mean, there's a lot of like when he's explaining the different NPCs and stuff and talking about the other players. I mean, there's a lot more obviously that kind of comes into it because he's trying to explain it audibly. It's like you don't get to see it.
Right.
But like when he's remembering interactions with friends and stuff, and being like, "Oh, this guy was really into this," I'm like,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
He's like,
can't
he's really
show,
into.
don't tell, but
It was like he's really into porn games or something like that.
yeah, and you're
Like one of the other guild mates was. Yeah.
They did, like, I will say, when the slime guy leaves and he gets like super fucking upset about it, I'm like,
He's like, don't fuck with me.
yeah, I was like, God damn, Chris Guerrero, okay, I'm not gonna fuck with you. God, just leave me alone. Like, shit, man. It's like,
And it's immediately like, all right, calm down.
yeah. I like that he does that so that when it like happens, when he switches to the game and the like status effects just like calms him down, it's like, oh, okay,
That's
it makes
amazing.
sense.
Yeah.
Very excited to get further into that. I will hopefully get that Tanya thing started too, because I'm super into it.
Because I know that the first volume, it ends after the battle at Karn Village.
Okay.
With the Thane Theocracy or whatever.
Okay.
So like when he walks up and big dicks him.
Yeah.
That's when it ends.
That will be good. I'm really
Which that was pretty satisfying to listen to that more in depth too.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Really cool to watch, but damn.
Yeah, there's like some of those moments are gonna go that way of like watching this was really cool, but it's also like has its own kind of.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I can't remember when he fights Shaltir, but I really hope that's in like the next 5 volumes.
Yeah, I would imagine it is.
I can't remember when it was, but
yeah,
I'm excited. I'm excited to listen to that fight too.
Yeah, like any of those big fights, if it's like that, I think it's gonna be really. But yeah, hopefully I'll get more into that. I really hope they like do other things like this. I don't know what. I can't think of one off the top of my head. I'll try to like I guess think this week on what I would like a light novel to be voiced by one voice actor would be. If Johnny Young Bosch did something, I'd probably listen.
Probably.
Yeah, I'd be like
Steve Bloom.
I'd be like, Lelouch, serenade me.
Serenade me.
Even if you're not playing Lelouch, I don't care. You're Lelouch to me. But yeah, that's cool. Hopefully I get through more of that this week. But yeah, so we have talked about a lot of things. Any parting comments, thoughts, concerns?
I'm still an itchy bitch.
Dean's losing his battle with Poison Ivy.
I think I'm winning. I don't know. Or we might just be at a stalemate.
The Dean's just gonna be in a prolonged fight with Poison Ivy here.
I don't have any open wounds anymore. It's just a rash now.
So what you have to do is email Chris Guerrero and be like, "Hey, will you narrate my fight with Poison Ivy, please?"
Dear Rockstar support.
I'm sure that'll work. But yeah, so we have talked about things. We have speculated things. We have talked about things that are not anime, but that's okay because get fucked everyone else. This is what we're talking about. Except
We're
for
hanging
Holly. Holly's the real one. She's the OG. She's out there listening to us.
She's the real G.
Yeah.
Anime boys. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go. Let's see. We're waiting on that list.
Make that list.
Yeah, do it. Do it. Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
I was about to go in for that. But yeah, so thanks for watching, all three of you. We have been the Weeb Trash Podcast. We will see you probably next week.
Yes.